What's up, guys? Welcome to Spawncast, episode 72. Evan is actually not here because he's at, I believe, a 5-day LAN party, and he was going to try to jump on, but he wasn't sure how everything would sync up with the games and stuff that he's playing right now. So Evan may jump in randomly. Otherwise, he's just off this week. But we brought someone in for his place. That's Jordan. Jordan, how you doing tonight?
That's me. Hi, how's it going? I'm doing good. How are you and everyone else?
I hate you.
You guys were just on a podcast yesterday, weren't you?
We were? Yeah.
Well, Thursday night. I always have to.
Day before. Okay, Thursday. I couldn't remember if it was yesterday or Thursday.
Thursday night, I graciously, and sometimes, or he actually just kind of barges in, you know.
Every week. It's not even sometimes. Every week. I'm there to annoy.
Well, there you go.
And then we have Max. Max in full cosplay. What's up, Max?
I'm Ryu Hazuki from Shenmue because it's freaking Shenmue week, everybody. So you see, I've got my wig, which people in chat are already freaking out about. This is Rio's wig. I promise this is the best one I could possibly find on eBay. And then I've got his jacket, and I've even got the Shenmue watch. So yeah, stop making fun of me. Maybe I'll take it off later. We'll see how I feel about it.
If that was your real hair, you'd look pretty good. Like legit. Like if you pulled that off, like you could pull it off if you did that.
I already told you it was a mistake having this guy on.
I can't be nice to someone. Man. I can't be nice to people. Okay.
I'll take that paid confidence vote. Thank you.
And we have you can hear him now, but we have OJ. OJ, what's up, man? How's it going?
I'm being a complete jerk. I'm sorry. Me and Jordan are actually really good. If anybody's just me and Jordan are actually really good friends.
Yeah, they do a podcast on Thursdays.
Yes.
That's like a new thing. It's like you should do a cross with Abaddon and Rax, that like the super ebony and ivory cast.
Oh god.
Oh man.
That sounds like a great idea.
That's a great. We'll decide. We'll figure it out.
And then we have Sean. You can see Sean.
Hello.
Sean, what's up? People in the chat know Philip is not coming tonight. He is not. I saw like 8 people say Philip. No, Philip is not coming tonight. He'll be off the internet for a while. He might make another video on his channel. Otherwise, he's
maybe in like a year.
He's gonna be gone for a while. So probably the best decision. I also had the thought that he might be in conversation with lawyers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about, I did a live stream last night, just a short one, and that was something that kind of hit me all at once as I realized, oh yeah, if you're being sued, the last thing you want to do is talk about it.
yeah. So you probably won't see him for a while unless he decides to post something on his channel.
Is that a thing? He's being sued?
No. We don't know. I'm just
Wow.
speculation.
But some lawsuits, you can't even talk about them while they're going on. So even if he is, he might not be able to even say he is.
Yeah, but he also might be moving back from San Francisco and everything. So
Yeah,
He's probably pretty busy.
that's probably what it is.
yeah, so he might pop up online. But I think I told him to go away for a while, and I haven't heard from him since. So he might be actually doing that. So yes,
Smartest decision yet.
yes.
Right.
Oh, thanks, Evan. I see Evan in the chat. Evan, thanks. I think I have too much light.
wow.
This webcam is terrible at picking up light. This is normal lighting that I use in my videos, but the webcam doesn't understand what's going on. I had my actual camera set up, but I don't know where my cam link went. I have to find it. But it would look way better because the camera can like pull in light a lot easier. The nicer camera. So I'll have that set up next time. But yeah, so let's what we've been playing. All right, well, I know what Max has been playing. I know what he's been playing. Obviously, he dressed up for it because he got it, Sean got it, and I got it. We all got copies of Shenmue 1 and 2 HD.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Max, go for it. Oh, you can only say so much.
I will say I've beaten both the games twice now, and I've actually gotten all the trophies. I did a full master file on both games. Yes, there's trophy support. Yes, I did everything. And I have my video going up Monday morning. It is my longest review ever. It is 16 minutes. I'm so excited. So, man, I'm hyped.
But DM me the embargo details on that.
I will. Yeah, I'll
Monday,
I'll forward you the email. It's like 9 a.m. Central Time Monday.
Yeah, because I got like a British time from my buddy at Sega Europe, and I'm like,
That same thing.
buddy.
If you put it's 6 hours. It's 6 hours different from where I'm
I punched into. There's like a website I went to, and I punched it in just to see. It'll like tell you. It is like the next. It's like the next morning or something. It's like Monday morning. But I know I wasn't. I'm not as into Shenmue. I know as Max or probably even Sean actually.
Yeah, I've been.
You two are really into Shenmue. I know that.
Yeah.
But when I had the Dreamcast, I didn't. I actually played more of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I did get Shenmue, but I don't think I fell in love with it that way. So I'm going to talk about it, but some things in it have not aged as well as what you would hope they did. So.
I mean, it's nearly 20 years old.
I know, but there are some things I played and I was like, yeah, kids nowadays are going to be like, what am I doing?
It ain't for the kids.
For us. And it's so cheap. I actually think that people are going to pick it up just because it's so cheap.
It's like $30 for 2 games that are hours long. Like it'll take you a while. So it's
nothing else. It's a forklift driving simulator.
Oh my gosh.
Sales point.
Right?
Oh gosh.
Get to find people to translate the Chinese language and stuff like that.
If you get that Chinese letter and you ask the lady at the jacket shop, it's a mistranslation that they just had the guy read, but it says, "I used to be Chinese." And it's like,
I love that.
I know, it's the best. Like that made it into the game.
Yeah, and then of course you got to look for sailors and everything. It's Shenmue 1 and 2. I mean, it's Shenmue 1 and 2, but it's set up for more current TVs. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'm playing it on my X, and it does 4K. So, we'll talk about it on Monday. I'll probably end up doing gameplay of it. I don't know if you're doing a full sit down review, Sean.
I'm gonna do a full sit down review because I'm almost done with the first game. And I mean, it's kind of like, okay, I've played these a million times. I know what to expect. So
yeah, some of the points I have to point out, I think I need to play and point them out at the same time because it's mostly about controls and stuff. I do see Core Dream Studios with $10 super chat with a heart. Thank you, Core Dream Studios. Thank you. And then somebody else, where did I see that? I saw a $2 with B Widow. Says
yeah, he's awesome.
Buido. Oh, okay, Buido. $2 says we talking about Fortnite.
I play Fortnite with that dude almost every day. He's a monster. He's a monster on that game.
Very nice. I actually haven't played Fortnite in a while. So, but when you start having all these games and oh man, I knew that was going to come up. This came up quick. The super chat. Kitsune 84 with 10 saying, Marcus Sellers and Super Metal Dave say new hardware next year from Nintendo. What do you believe? Marcus put out a tweet. I'm sure somebody wants to chime in on that one. Dave, I think, is just speculating on new hardware. Dave hasn't said this, and this are coming from them, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say, okay, 2 to 3 years in, Nintendo's going to start thinking about refreshing the Switch in some way. But Marcus put a tweet out that mentions 128 gigabytes onboard storage, 4K upscaling, and that some games will actually be split from third parties and only be on that system. Does anyone want to chime in on his?
Can I chime in on that? I'm sorry.
Tweet.
This is onboard storage, 128 gigabytes. This would make the system extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So I doubt that it would be onboard flash memory. Flash memory is really expensive. Microsoft and Sony don't even do it. If you want to buy flash memory for your PC, it's expensive, even low amounts of it. So I don't think it would be that. If anything, it'd be a memory card, right? They can maybe include a memory card.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They should do that anyway. Just include a 64 gig card or something in one of them,
Yes. So if anything, it'd be that. It wouldn't be internal storage like that. It'd be SD that would be, which they've done before. They've given you an SD card before. Nothing really too big. I think the highest they went is 4 gigabytes they gave you with the 3DS one time. Yes. But it would be that. Bumping it up to 8 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, that's something that technically it's possible that they could do, but it would be tough. Once again, that's, doubling the RAM for the price. That would just be really difficult once again. And like with the new Nintendo 3DS, they bumped it up just a bit, but it wasn't as much as as I would have. I don't know. It just seems like it's a bit too much, but maybe they do that. Now upscaling, dynamic scaling to 4K. So this maybe, John, maybe you're better at this, but this would have to mean the GPU or whatever is inside
well, the X1 already supports 4K.
It supports
video streaming and stuff.
Video, and that's what I wanted to say, like video streaming, but not games.
That's tough. That's tough to get a upscale to 4K. But here, the only thing I could see about this is that NVIDIA actually did develop something custom for the system. That's something we don't know about, because here we're talking about stuff that we know about. What if it is something that's custom? That's the only way I could see this actually working.
I just can't. My big thing is the third party. Like, Marcus has been wrong a lot. I immediately, when he was tweeting out about Black Ops 4 coming to Nintendo Switch and having a totally separate motion control system developed in-house for the Switch, I called that BS day one. And the tweets just disappear. And I'm saying these tweets are going to disappear too, because he said that one of the features is that there are going to be some third-party games that only work on the Switch Pro. Nobody is going to do that. There were rumors originally that some PlayStation 4 Pro games were going to do that. Remember those rumors? There were rumors that some indie games were trying to choose between just developing for PS4 Pro or just PS4. Those games never materialized. That's not a real thing. Like, I just can't believe that this will happen. You could screenshot that and send it to him, and he'll be all mad. But I just don't think this is real at all.
I don't see how you leave behind the 20 million. Install
There's
base.
one game for new Nintendo 3DS, right? Or
There's Xenoblade, right?
Two, yeah.
Minecraft and Xenoblade.
No, 3. Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac.
Really?
That's weird. Really?
Isn't it Super Nintendo? And remember, isn't it just Super Nintendo games only work on the new Nintendo 3DS? Or so, like, some emulation that only worked on it?
No.
No, it was Earthbound. There was part of their.
I know what you're talking
push.
about. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There was one of them.
Yeah. So during their marketing push for the new Nintendo 3DS, there were a couple Super Nintendo games that only worked on the new third. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Bridge, right? No.
I don't see third-party developers saying, "Oh, well, we're just going to develop on this like with no install base." I mean, maybe if they. I mean, I don't know. It seems a bit to me like it's not going to happen. Not that they can't do a refresh, like John said, but I'm not sure if it's going to exactly happen like he's saying and how it is here.
I feel like because they want it to be a family of systems, right? So the idea is you can buy whichever system you want, like the 3DS, where you get a 2DS, or you get a new 2DS XL, or you get a new 3DS or 3DS. But for the most part, all the games work between them.
There ain't going to be no damn 4K Switch. Come on.
Right? It's like, that's not why people...
That's not why people don't buy the damn thing. Like, I really wish this system was 4K and cost, twice as much.
Sean, did you get a 4K system for your 4K TV yet, Sean?
Hell no.
Come on, man.
Can't afford that. You saw what I bought. You saw what I bought at damn
That's true. Yeah.
Last weekend. Jeez.
You did spend a PS4 Pro on that queue.
It was worth it. It's so worth it.
Man, you got to get you have that Xbox One S though, so you can at least watch stuff.
Yeah, I do. Like I upgraded my Netflix to watch 4K shit. So
is it cool? Do you notice it?
Yeah, you notice it. Like it's not something that I really notice. When I'm like if I turn it, if I'm watching it non 4K, like watch a non 4K program and then you watch a 4K program, it's noticeable. Yeah, but it's not really like. Crazy.
Like I could actually, when I played God of War, I could notice the difference on my monitor. But the monitor is like pixels rather than lines, so it's a little easier to notice that.
That's what I think. I messed around a little bit with 4K gaming, like Gears of War 4, and it had a deeper look. That was the biggest thing. Is it almost felt like you could step into the screen.
Things are much more defined, basically. Yeah, so you're right. But I would, Max, if I were you, since you're in like your office and everything doing it, I would actually invest in a 4K like monitor instead of a TV. For you,
the biggest reason I haven't done that is because everything goes to a 1080p capture card, and I'm not sure if that would automatically downscale it anyways.
I have the one I use. It's an AverMedia, but it actually is set up for 4K pass through, but 1080p capture.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And it's one of those all-in-one things where you just push a button and it starts recording. But it records 1080-60, but it still pushes the 4K image through. So it works well. I don't know. I got mine pretty cheap on Craigslist because someone thought it was a TV. So they sold me that Asus 4K monitor, 28-inch actually, for $60. So
Jesus.
They thought it was a TV. The stand was broken, but I VESA mounted it to my desk anyway. So
but when you start doing those crazy Craigslist hunts, man, you got to find me something and I'll just pay you shipping.
I find stuff all the time, dude. That's why I have 8 monitors. Sometimes people sell them to me for like $30 a piece and they have like 5 of them.
What you guys don't know is that John is actually transforming into Best Buy right now. He's going to literally turn it into a Best Buy.
I didn't tell Sean, but I was thinking about buying because I saw it pop up 15 PS3s for $50.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What are you gonna do with them? Hack into the White
Well, no,
House? My God.
I need a backwards compatible one, fully backwards, and 3 of them were 60 gigabyte systems.
I've got 2 of those.
Yep.
Okay, so you're not alone in the whole backwards compatible PS3.
I'm working. That's the best way to play PS2 games is on that thing.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them and a PS3 Slim. So
yeah. So I'm working on that because that does PS1, PS2, and PS3.
Mhm.
I've only got the super rare white PS3 Slim. I sold my backwards compatible one because I'm a dummy.
So I'm looking to get another one of those, but I'm that guy was selling 15 of them for $50. But I do have a hacked PS3, and that's how I play Scott Pilgrim.
Ooh, nice.
Because you cannot play it otherwise, unless you had actually purchased it at one point. I had purchased it on my 360, so I can still re-download it on that, but it's not backwards compatible for the Xbox One. So if it was, I would be able to play it on there, and I'm not hooking my 360 back up. So there's what'd you guys? Bowedo, that one, yeah, Bowedo. Again, it's saying we talking about Fortnite. Said OJ gets the reference.
I think I do.
What else? What else have we been playing, guys, this week? Anyone else want to chime in? We jumped to Shenmue, and then we kind of took a left turn. And
I've been playing a lot of Yakuza Kiwami 2.
When's that out?
The 28th.
Oh, wow, they get those games out early, don't they, to reviewers? Sega got 6 out way early too, didn't they?
Yeah, Yakuza 6 I had 2 months early. This one I've had about a month early. And I'm allowed to talk about it a little bit. It's really good, man. It's such a nice time period, and it's a new area. And Yakuza Kiwami 2 is built on the Yakuza 6 engine, which means you can just walk anywhere and do anything. Like, I just walked into a random office building, and there were people just like typing on their computers, and I start like arguing with some dude and jumping out a window and finding a safe and opening up and getting a costume that looks like it's made out of velvet. And it's just a weird Japan simulator with more punching.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't really get too into the Yakuza series, but I need to work back through Yakuza 0, but it went on hold again for Shenmue. Basically, a new game comes up and that goes on hold for a bit.
I would say if you can skip to 6, the story doesn't matter that much, and the world, like the new engine they introduced is 6, is just like you've been riding a bicycle your whole life and you suddenly get on a motorcycle. Like it is just faster and smoother, and there's no load screens. You just walk into buildings. Everything's completely open now.
I heard it runs pretty well on the Pro.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I'm looking at that Spider-Man Pro, so I might get that. I got to get another Pro because I need to get Evan a PS4 for reviewing and stuff. So I'm thinking about that Spider-Man one. I couldn't get that 500 million PS4. The limited edition thing they did. They were sold out everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried. I was gonna get that, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll get the Spider-Man. It comes with Spider-Man though, so it's like that's not bad. That's what you should get, Sean. That Spider-Man PS4 Pro.
But I have a PS4 and it works fine.
But it's not 4K, man.
But that's fine. I'll live.
You actually have a 4K TV now.
But I mean, that's fine. I'll live.
What have you been playing, Sean? Just Shenmue?
No, I've been playing Shenmue State of Mind, which is it's really pretty. I just wish it was a different style of game with that same graphics engine and same world and atmosphere.
It's kind of point and click, right?
It's not, and kind of, it's more of like walk around, talk to someone, look at something, walk around.
Like Evan really likes those games from Daedalic, so he would have been perfect to talk to about, but he's not here. He's been playing that too.
Yeah, like it's not bad. I think people who like, story driven walking simulators or stuff like Blade Runner, futuristic, cybernetic, mystery, sci-fi shit like that. I think it's a good game for that. Just for me, I was hoping for, maybe some actual action and some actual gameplay, but it's not bad.
Actual gameplay.
I mean, to me, it's like you don't really do anything. Like,
so is it like walk? Because the way you're describing it, I haven't watched your video yet. I'm actually going to watch it as soon as it's done because I can tell it's going to be awesome. But so is it sort of like Walking Dead, where you like walk around and click on stuff and you eventually find the thing that lets you progress, or is it even more linear than that?
It's more linear. Well, kind of. It's really hard, and I think my biggest gripe with the game is that there's a part in my video because I just did sort of like a let's play on it. And like, I walk up to this guy and I'm trying to get into this club to meet with a friend to talk to them about something. And the guy, I have to get some sort of scanner thing in order to access, to get a number so I can get into the club and get authorization. And it's like, you talk to the guy and he's like, oh, it's $900. And then you can either accept it or deny it. But it's like, there's no money system in the game. So it's like, what the fuck does it matter? Like,
that's weird. It's almost it's like the ultimate illusion of choice of like those
like
old flip books.
Yeah, I just feel like the choices probably don't really do all that much because I mean, you eventually have to do it anyways, and it doesn't seem like there's another way around it or a way to avoid it, or if you do it a certain way that there's a consequence or something. But you know, it's not bad. The story, the voice acting, the graphics are all, you know, top notch. It's just, you know, lacking in the gameplay, but some people like those sort of games.
Did you start Monster Hunter yet?
No. That I start tonight, depending I finish this video.
Okay. What video are you working on now?
Something on the Sega Ages stuff that like nobody's really talking about, so I filmed it before the show.
Cool. All right, that'll be neat. That's out tomorrow.
It might go out tonight if I finish it.
Very nice, very nice. It's good to see. So we'll check that one out too. Anything else, Sean, or is that mostly it?
Mostly it, I believe. I had to play a bunch of LJN NES games for a video as well. That one of my Patreons wanted, but you know, it's not the end of the world.
So that'd be good. So you'll be reviewing Monster Hunter. Evan will be, and then Max will be as well. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Very good.
I played a little bit so far. The graphics are way better than I thought they were going to be. They're actually pretty good.
Nice. No, I mean, it's the 3DS game, but they're moving it up to more powerful hardware. So, you know, you smooth stuff out. We all played the demo for the most part. So, you know.
Yeah, I didn't think the demo looked all that.
No, I mean, the demo, honestly, I turned on the demo and I said, okay, yeah, I played this last year. It's the Japanese one that they just made English and gave to us. Yeah, I mean, it's the 3DS game that's put on the Switch, which is cool because it has, of course, all the extra features. It runs better. And I think they have 12 more monsters in this version, I think.
Yeah, which means it racks up to a total of, what is it, 156
It's something
bosses.
ridiculous compared to like, how many were in World? Like 30 or something like that?
I think at the end of all the DLC, all the free DLC, I think it was 42.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a pretty insane amount that's going to be on this one. So what about OJ? What you been up to, man?
Really just kind of playing. I got back into Fortnite for a Patreon thing that we do. So I was playing that today and I suck. So that's changed there. I've just been playing Octopath. Just still continue to grind away at that, kind of get everything, do all the side quests and stuff. So I'm getting near the end of that. And what else did I play? I've been playing Dead Cells once again. I mean, Dead Cells is just a great game to replay. I keep on getting my butt kicked. Still keep on trying getting to it, you know, next place each time. So I think I'm getting good enough in that though. So yeah, those are kind of the three games that I've been playing really. Is that I don't really have, I mean, I've been getting some review copies for stuff, but it's stuff that I didn't ask for. So like they're just there and I'm just like, well, maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I won't. But I've just really been focused on making sure that I get like the live streams are really cool and everything like that. So just kind of focusing on that this week. But yeah, and just playing kind of games on my own time whenever I get the chance. So
nice. Very good. Gabe with $5 super chat just says, "Hey guys, thought I'd stop by and show some support. Love you guys. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you."
I played Mario Kart 2 last night, so that was cool. Yeah,
ooh,
played Mario
nice.
Kart as well. Yeah, I played some Mario Kart.
Very good. I played some Shenmue, of course. More Dead Cells, Death's Gambit, which I'm kind of stuck on that game right now because I can't tell if it's actually good or bad. I really can't tell. I don't know if Max, you got it or not.
No, I requested a review copy a while ago, and their PR guy was a little bit weird at first, and then he said like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna send them out a couple days before launch," and then they only sent them to streamers, so all the live streamers are playing them. But that's why there's no GameSpot or IGN review out because they haven't stolen one yet. But so you know, it's
Jesus.
I'm going to perpetuate the awfulness. No, but so yeah, that's why Death Gambit, there were no review codes, but I really wanted to cover it. I just haven't had a chance to try it. But I have Death Cells right now to scratch that 2D Dark Souls itch anyways.
Yeah, I just bought it when it came out. I think it's like $20, so it's not too bad. But it's like the ultimate Dark Souls game. Like it tries so hard to be Dark Souls, and the stamina bar is like the worst thing about that game.
Is it one of those things where you swing once and get exhausted?
You roll once and get exhausted.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play that.
I am playing it, and so I dumped everything into endurance and haste, and that levels up your endurance bar and your stamina bar, and then how fast it refills. But it is like the controls feel delayed, so you press like when you're playing, like you want to heal real fast, and you're hitting the R1 button a bunch of times, and then it heals. But because you hit it so many times before he heals again. And it's one of those games. Everything just feels weird. I don't know. It's fun, but it's difficult. And I feel like it's difficult because of itself. It's weird. So I can't tell if it's good or bad.
Is it what they call like artificial difficulty, where the game itself is easy, but they just crank up certain meters to make it seem tougher?
Yeah, I think my problem is I went from Dead Cells, which is super responsive. The controls are extremely responsive to that game. And I went to this one where they're not. There's like a second delay almost in like all the controls. It's really weird. I don't know. I'm not liking it as much for that, but I like the idea of it, and the gameplay and the visual style is cool.
That's a problem. Like when you have delay with the controls, like just even if it's just like the minute delay, you know, like, and then on top of that, like you have like stupid things like a stamina bar that like it gets you exhausted after like one, you know, like
because the bosses don't have a stamina bar, so they'll just spam attacks. So you roll, and then you can't swing because you're out of stamina.
This is a weird comparison, but do you remember playing Ninja Gaiden Black? Back in or the original Ninja Gaiden, not the original, the Ninja Gaiden that came out when they did it on the Xbox.
Yeah,
the original one.
I still have. So, I actually have that on my Xbox One. I played that 7 minutes ago.
Yep, hell yeah.
A lot of that time, the game was hard because of like sometimes camera angles and stuff. Does it have that issue too? Like not camera angles, but
just like not really.
Like the fights against you, like the game just kind of like. There's things that happen and you're like, what? The game just screwed me right now. You know,
I think it's like times where, again, it's like the delay. Cause like you can jump up to an enemy and then, you can beat him, but like you're hitting the button and it takes your guy forever to do anything. And then they shoot.
It was a horrible comparison, but I just wanted, cause like, but sometimes you feel like the game screws you in Ninja Gaiden than the actual, like, your skill not being there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If you guys
especially because in Ninja Gaiden, you had to use the wall run a lot to try and like avoid enemy attacks. So you'd be stuck in a corner sometimes and there's like 15 missiles. It's like, okay, I'm just screwed because the game hates me. Okay, that's great.
And you can't see sometimes the camera you can't see because of it. But anyway,
it would glitch inside the wall. It's like, so you want me to run on the wall, but you're also going to make the wall invisible? That's super nice of you.
Wishbone with $5 says, when is that Liquid Metal video coming out to use nail polish? Liquid Metal video probably next weekend because I didn't want to take apart my Xbox One X and my PS4 Pro while I was still working on that Shenmue. You never know. Liquid Metal is dangerous, so be careful. And yes, I will use nail polish. I'm going to put it directly on the Xbox One X chip. Then I also played a game that took me by surprise a bit on the Switch. This game's actually been out on the PS4 and Steam last year, a year and a half ago, but I missed it on Steam because 30 games come out a day on it, so and the PS4, I don't know why I missed it on there, but it's on the Switch now. I saw it pop up and I had coins. You know how you guys accumulate coins as you buy stuff? Mm-hmm. So you just have like enough coins to buy a game. Sometimes if I have enough, I'll just pick a game randomly and say, okay, I'll try this. And it was Cosmic Star Heroine.
Oh yeah, I got to send a review code of that. I haven't really played it yet though.
It's interesting. They definitely, I read up a little more on it after I was starting to play it because I was like, this feels like Chrono Trigger. And I read up on it, and yeah, they are like huge fans of Chrono Trigger. So they made a game it's like the art style feels like Chrono Trigger, the battles, because you see enemies on the field when you run around, and it has like a sci-fi / spy setting.
Spy-fi.
Yeah, spy. It's very, very. It's like kind of in like the future, sort of. It's kind of neat, and the way it works, I guess it'd be your MP system. You know, I usually have like mana points or magic points or something when you and you use like something to refill that as use magic. It doesn't have that. It has you can use this once and then you have to defend or essentially rest, and then they all come back. It's very interesting the way they do that. So it's kind of a cool little RPG. I like it. It's like $15. So I picked it up and I've been enjoying it. A couple hours in now, and it's kind of linear so far, but I was looking into it a little further, and it seems like it kind of turns into a recruiting system like Suikoden. So,
cool.
I'm looking forward to that. That's a little. I think I'm getting to the point where I've established a base now in the game, so that should start up. So I'm probably gonna do a video eventually on it as I get further in. But Death's Gambit actually took up quite a bit of my time. I was surprised how much I played that game. as frustrating as it was. Jordan, what about you, man? What you been playing?
Finally having some time to get my hands on just some like regular gaming, not worrying about too much. I started playing the Dead Space games again for some reason. So I've been playing Dead Space 2 on live stream at like 2 or 5 in the morning randomly, just because I'm up between videos rendering. So I don't know. It's been fun to go back and play a game that I just enjoy playing, and not like anything that I have to be like, oh, I gotta be hip on this game that just came out or anything like that. So it was nice. And that's really it of what I've played this week. Dead Space 2, really.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, Castlemania Game says he likes your they like your jacket, Max.
Yeah, well, you see, I got this the way I'd very easily be able to not only spot sailors, but have them spot me.
Yeah, check out that Eon adapter Castlemania is selling for the GameCube. And HD cables too, right, Sean? They have all kinds of cool HD cables, right? They have
the HD Retrovision cables, and I heard that someone's gonna make the HD Retro or the GCHD adapter work on a Q.
Yeah, that might be me and my Dremel.
Because sure as hell isn't me.
That'll be fun, actually, to do that. We'll have a good time. Let's see. So we went over everything we've been playing. Is that everything, guys? We're good. We're good on all that. All right, let's jump into Diablo 3. Was anyone really surprised about Diablo 3?
I am personally surprised that the exclusive content is Zelda E. I figured it would. I actually thought it wouldn't have anything. I honestly, when I first heard the rumors about it, I thought that it would just come out and be Diablo on the Switch, and even that's happy to me. But the fact that it's going to have like Nintendo content is really hype.
I think it's neat, it gives you another reason to kind of play back through. I mean, Diablo 3, if you have never played Diablo 3, it's an awesome game to play. And I like that it has the 4 people, I guess you can link up. You can have 4 different switches and link up. So that way their menus don't get in the way.
Yeah, or shared screen. Me and my girlfriend a couple months ago, we beat all of Diablo 3 in one sitting on hardcore mode. We just beat it co-op shared screen. But yeah, opening menus on split on shared couch co-op is a little bit of a pain.
That's the one thing I noticed. Yeah, because I think you can do 4 people on shared screen and everything. And I noticed that when I was playing through with my friend. This is a long time ago. This is when it came out on the 360. And I noticed that right away. It was like, hold on, let me change it. Hold on.
Yeah, we basically we'd go to town and you'd all take turns selling everything, and then all take turns putting in talent points. It's definitely like a hold up.
Yeah, I started to realize that a lot of the people I know have Switch systems. So if everybody goes to convention and stuff, and you have a Switch, you can do that. It's actually really neat to have something like a Diablo. But it wasn't super surprising. It was. Everybody knew about, for the most part. I mean, Forbes ruined it. The one thing I didn't know was that it was going to have that Zelda stuff. That was cool. And it is coming this year, apparently. Iron Galaxy's porting it. Iron Galaxy did a great job with Skyrim, so I'm excited to see their second port, see what they can do with that. That'll be really neat. What about you, OJ? What do you think about Diablo hitting the Switch?
Yeah, I think we all knew it was coming. But there was a lot of stuff saying that it was going to be 2019. So it caught me just a little bit off guard when they said 2018, because there's some stuff coming out there saying that it was going to be 2019. The Zelda content in there, that doesn't surprise me because it seems like Nintendo's been doing stuff like that. With a lot of these, some of these games where they have certain crossovers and content. So yeah, it makes sense. So that's pretty cool. And I like Diablo. I bought the game originally on PC, and I was telling people on my channel, it's really special, that game, because that was the same day like it came out. Like my daughter was born. I was in the hospital playing Diablo 3 and oh, my daughter was asleep, and like, so it was a very interesting game for me. So I'd be playing on my laptop. So that was fun. And I beat the game original vanilla, and I never went back. Like I didn't do all the seasons and stuff like that. So the game was completely changed from when I first played it. Yeah, completely on the PC. And then I bought it again on the Xbox One, but I had nobody to play with. I played it for a bit and I just stopped playing. I just bought it just because it was on sale on GameStop for like $24.99. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play all the Reaper of Souls. And I never got to all that crap. Like, I just picked up like a monk and then started playing for a bit and never really got more than like 4 to 5 hours in. So I'm excited to kind of play it again on the Switch, play it with my users and go through all the cool content, see all the stuff that they've added in. Because like they started talking about like seasonal characters. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I missed all of that. I didn't follow Diablo much after it came out again on the PS4. I think I had it on the PS4. I didn't follow it much after that, after I played through it again. I think that was what was that? What was the second expansion they put out?
Reaper of Souls and the Necromancer.
That's the one, because that showed up when it showed up on the PS4, I think. And that I got that, but I haven't followed. I don't know seasonal characters, so I don't know all this stuff. But apparently, people were a little confused on the pricing. $60 is, I think, $5 more than what it is anyway. So apparently, the pricing is fine.
Well,
I think the PS4.
Right?
It's technically, if you bought the PS, it's if you bought everything individually. If you bought just the disc and then just the Reaper of Souls DLC and then just the Necromancer expansion pack, it's $5 more than that. But nobody does that. Like most people buys the Reaper of Souls edition and then the $15 like expansion for the Necromancer. So it's about $15 more in my opinion. It's about $15 more. So it's a hard Switch tax, but you're paying for portability and Nintendo content.
Right. Yeah, I guess the Nintendo content, they I guess they decided to throw that in there just to try to make it that little extra, I guess. I think it's me. What about Sean? Did you play Diablo? You haven't played Diablo 3, have you?
No.
Oh my gosh, man.
I mean, I'll check it out.
You're going to like it, dude. It is an addicting game.
It really is.
It's more arcadey than 1 and 2 by a good bit. The first one is pretty slow. Did you play the first one, Sean?
Yes.
I thought you played one of them, yeah. Yeah, the first one is very slow. The third one is very fast compared to the first. But it's cool because of the multiplayer. It's basically Gauntlet Legends with more RPG elements.
Okay.
Did they add the dodge roll to the PC version too later on?
I think so. There's a hotkey for it. The biggest thing that the biggest thing, Sean, is that this game is awesome because as you level up, you basically get every skill and you just pick the ones you want at any time. So if you're playing as somebody who like can shoot laser beams out of their hand because they're a wizard, you can make it where your laser beams have a chance to explode. And if you get bored of that later on, you can make it where instead your laser beams like slow people down. I don't know, it's cool. So it makes it where your character doesn't get stuck. The higher level you get, the more options you get. It's real fun.
Okay.
I like it a lot. I like Diablo a lot. The fact that I actually beat a PC game. Shows how much I like it. So I don't ever beat games like I don't PC. So I actually beat that. That was one of the few games that I beat. That and like Darkness 2 and like maybe like a couple others, and that's it. So
you played the Darkness 2 on the PC?
Oh yeah, I love it. I played it on PC originally and played it, beat it, loved it, beat it twice.
That's the same engine that Warframe's using.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Diablo 3 is going to be interesting. That is out. When do we think? What month do you guys think do you think they try to work this in November?
November. I think it's November, but it might be October.
So somebody was saying, I've never been to BlizzCon. I don't follow BlizzCon, but somebody said BlizzCon is like November 2nd. And so they might release it right before then or right then. That way everybody at BlizzCon will be walking around playing it in the halls.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that
makes sense.
That seems like a good deadline to get it out by. Maybe, oh, you know what day is Halloween? That'd be cool to drop it on Halloween. Oh, that's Wednesday. I was gonna say maybe they could do it on the 30th. I don't know if anything's out around then for other than Red Dead, but for like the Switch. So that would have been cool if Halloween fell on like a Friday or something to release it then.
Well, say they release it on like Halloween Eve, and then it'll be ready and on store shelves for 4 days later when it's BlizzCon.
So BlizzCon's that weekend, right? It starts Friday.
Yeah, I want to bet money on it's November 2nd. BlizzCon 2018.
Because they could release it on November 2nd and have a huge display there for people to buy it right when they get in.
Yeah, November 2nd. Yeah, and so that's what I've seen everybody, and I that makes perfect sense to me is to have it that way. Everybody, it's one of those things of thunderclap hype is what sells games so well now. Is just basically here's the game, it's on store shelves. So if they have it where it's like everybody's here, everyone's dressed in cosplay, everybody's got their Switch anyways, play the game with your friends in person for the first time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What do you guys think about the comments that they? So of course everyone's asking them if other games can come over from Blizzard now that Nintendo and Blizzard really have not worked together since the N64. I guess with StarCraft, right? That's the last one I can remember. Okay, good. Yeah. I was gonna say that's the last thing I can remember. So now everyone's asking, what do you think about something like an Overwatch? They asked them about StarCraft 2. Why would StarCraft 2 go to a console?
Korea.
I don't. But like, but
I think for the fact of why not.
But it's never going to a console. Why would it all of a sudden come to the Switch?
I would be happy with that. And I know I'm the only one. I actually have a deep soft spot for console RTS games. I think that they have to reconfigure the buttons to such a heavy degree. It becomes this weird extra niche that I think is super cool. Actually, on all the Command & Conquers on PlayStation and stuff, and it's pretty fun. I would be happy with it. But yeah, I think we're going to get Overwatch. I think we'll get Overwatch eventually.
I think Blizzard's more willing to start working with Nintendo more just because of Activision is how much they want to work with the Switch now. So I think that's just an internal thing that it's like, well, why not? You know, even if it doesn't do the numbers it's done everywhere else, it's still more numbers. It just takes a little bit of extra time on their hands, or they can give it to someone else to just help port it, you know?
Yeah. Get Iron Galaxy on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be curious because if Iron Galaxy does this really well too, I don't know. I might be more on board with Iron Galaxy than Panic Button.
Your mic got really loud right there.
Oh, mine?
Yeah, it sounded like you were screaming at me.
It's terrifying. Jesus.
Is it still really loud?
No,
it just did it for like a second.
It just spiked just a bit, right back down.
Let me tell you about Iron Galaxy.
Iron Galaxy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people are really in for like Panic Button, but if Iron Galaxy does another good job with that port, I don't know. I might be more on board with Iron Galaxy there.
Well, I think that Iron Galaxy, the games that they've gotten so far, have been more RPG kind of like games that maybe we might be a little bit more interested in. I'm not 100% like because like Bethesda has been giving them like Doom and Wolfenstein and games like that. Whereas like Iron Galaxy, they got Skyrim. You know, like Skyrim is like really like I love Skyrim. You know, and like now they're getting Diablo, another RPG. So I mean, it just depends though. Skyrim, the port for Skyrim definitely was, I guess, a lot more faithful to the PS4 and Xbox One versions than what
it was really good.
So yeah. But then again, you know, it is Skyrim, which is a bit of an older game, you know, compared to Doom and Wolfenstein. So
sure. It was. I guess it was a special edition that was on the PS4 and the Xbox One, but didn't have the mod support. I guess is the only thing that was really a bummer. But it was like technically it was a great port.
Yeah. So. It looked really good compared to it, and they did Rocket League too. That's another thing that they did do Rocket League. You know, Panic Button. So
yeah,
I do think another reason just to add to like Overwatch coming there for sure. Like I know someone in the chat said because it's esports and they want to get as much exposure. Another thing is that console now is running no competition against Paladins, and I think being Blizzard, I'd be like, well, we could put our game on there and it would basically overshadow Paladins because Paladins is running unopposed. Is that type of game right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So if they put that on there, it creates that competition, and I think it would overtake that like within day one.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo's trying to get Overwatch on that system.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens with this Diablo thing, and then we'll hear about it.
Well, I think they've been working to get over. Like remember Reggie's comments on loot boxes during E3. He wasn't super interested in condemning those because well, that's what Overwatch runs on.
I mean, not wrong.
And I feel like Jordan's totally got the money on the head right there, which is that there's definitely this weird thing that's happening right now where the first person to make something on the Switch just gets like, if you're the first person in a genre, you're going to soak up a ton of stuff. I think that's part of the reason that Doom sold so well, in my opinion, is the fact that it was the first ultra hardcore shooter on the console. Doom is still selling because it's not necessarily that it's awesome, although it is awesome. It's also just that it's the first ultra hardcore shooter. And that's why I saw a bunch of people were definitely racing to try and be the first Battle Royale game on Switch. And then Fortnite came out first. Like, what was it? The Black Isle game, whatever that is. They were definitely rushing. Yeah, Crazy Justice was rushing to be the first one because they knew if they did, they could take over the Switch, and they lost.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Apparently, they're still coming out. We'll see.
There's like an early access coming out pretty soon here to Steam.
They emailed me and they were like, "You want to play this?" So I said, "Okay." I'll
be honest. They sent me the thing a while ago. They were like, "Hey, do you want our special like YouTuber pack?" And at that point, I was like, not now that it's not coming out on Switch for a year."
And we're gonna get some Morphe's Law news on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which means we're probably gonna vote on another icon. Last time they were like, "Get ready, guys, big news," and they were like, "Can you vote on this icon?" It's like, what? But they did hashtag Nindies, so you never know. We'll see about that. So Overwatch, I think most of us at this point think they're probably just double checking and working on it, and trying to get everything working correctly, because I assume they're going to want Paladin's level of performance comes to the Switch because they're esports and everything. So we'll see how that goes. Jordan, you want to tell us a bit about this Spyro getting delayed situation?
Okay, here the real reason why I'm here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the Spyro corner. So Spyro, as we all know, is now delayed till November 13th this year. It's not going out of 2019, and this is a very rare thing that you'll see, especially Activision, just a company, let alone, but Activision do. This was going to be their only main game release in this quarter of July, August, September, aside from the Blizzard side where they just had the World of Warcraft expansion. This was going to be their console seller. That's why they put Crash out at the end of June instead of early July, and they were going to focus on this, and they wanted to meet that deadline. And then all the stuff with the downloadable 2 and 3 and them not being on the disc and you have to download and all that stuff really kind of gave forth to the argument that Toys for Bob was trying to push back against Activision, saying we just need a little bit more time. And a lot of the public outcry, as well as seeing where the game is at and what Toys for Bob really wants to go and do, they didn't want to ship it the way it was, regardless of if you had to download a patch day one or anything like that to download the rest of the games. They wanted to make sure the game was fully polished. And the third game, which there is some other stuff, which I don't know when that information is coming out, so I don't want to speak on that about the third game, but the third game is just not complete yet. It's essentially done. There's a lot of programming stuff that needs to be finished within it, and that's why it's a 2-month delay. Really, it's 1 month delay because that final month is just for printing it on the disc and shipping them out. So it's almost done, and they're going to add that polish. Activision moved the date till November 13th, which is one day before. It's the same day as Hitman 2, the day before Fallout 76, and 3 days before Pokemon on the Switch, which is kind of like, it's a risky area. Always mid-November gets pretty scary, but it's 2 or 3 weeks before Smash Bros. And 2 weeks after Red Dead, which it's the perfect spot because you don't want to be too close to either of those, because those are the destroyers right there. You know, those games are going to overshadow sales for most things, but this is a smart move. It sucks because I was a month away from playing the game I've been talking about for a whole year. That would have been great, but it's an understanding thing for them to do. I appreciate Activision saying, all right, let's go ahead and do this. They're going to definitely take a hit on their personal side when it comes to stocks and stuff like that, because they only have World of Warcraft now that came out in the quarter, but that's apparently doing really, really well. So maybe not. And now they have to just make sure that both Call of Duty next quarter and Spyro do extremely well, because they could have easily moved Spyro to January, February, March, because I don't think they have anything announced for that quarter unless that other game they have by From Software is coming out then. I'm not sure, but it's interesting. It's a smart decision. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what we get from here on out, but it's cool to see how much they've listened. And there was a reason why they were quiet for 2 weeks after the whole thing kind of got leaked out, is because they were trying to figure out this internal decision. And I actually spoke to Paul, who is the co-head studio lead, and he was saying that ultimately, even though it may be like a big, like, frightening thing to a lot of people, it's the smartest decision and the right decision to make sure the game is not another Enter the Dragonfly situation being rushed out with a bunch of mess. Even though now we have the technology to update that stuff, they want to make sure that every game is on the disc and that it is the perfect experience. And that's
that is the big reason, is to get everything on the disc.
That is the big reason. I don't know if they're going to come right out and ever say it, but that's what sources have told me. I'm sure everyone in here has seen Young Ye's video, so that's essentially it. They're trying to just make sure it's perfect, so this big controversy can kind of not be a big controversy. Really, okay. That's essentially it.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that all turns out, because at this point it's delayed, and I assume everything has to be on that disc now, right? It can't come out and not be on the disc.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I still feel there's obviously a day one update. I think that's just it's a natural thing. So I don't think anyone should be too scared when they pop in their disc and they see, oh, you need to download something. But I do think off the bat that it'll be completely on there, because what was originally on the disc was 36 or so gigs, right? 36 and a half gigs. And that was the initial download. And then there was going to be about a 14 gigabyte update, which would have been the rest of the games, because part of 2 and 3 would have been on the disc, but not all of it. And now I think that they're gonna have time to finish it, because that's what what I was being told from sources, is that everything from this point on, like even 2 weeks ago, is their games were done, they were just focusing on this update.
Okay.
And now that they have time, it seems like the better decision that they can do, and that's why there was silence for 2 weeks making this internal decision.
Do you know if it's going to be 4K at all on the Pro and the X?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I also don't know if it's going to run in 60 frames per second either, because I know a lot of like the demo footage that's been around, people can like watch it in 60 frames per second, but I think that was also enhanced.
Yeah,
but,
Crash had the same thing. If you remember, Crash was also 60 frames in the trailers, but then it came out and it was 30.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure. When I played it at E3, it wasn't in 60 frames per second.
Okay.
It was a little hard to tell, but it wasn't. Like 60 frames has a look to it. You can really tell, and I didn't see that from it. But regardless, it runs smooth. It looks great, and it did feel pretty good. And obviously, there's way different versions of it than I played now. So I'm still excited. I'm still supporting it. I think this is the best decision, and we just have to wait essentially almost 2 months for it now. Extra.
Okay, cool. That'll be. I mean, yeah, you gotta wait 2 more months. So there you go, Jordan. You're probably getting excited there for a bit. You're getting close, and then they just.
Yeah, it happens. I'd rather have a great game though. So
yes, they put it in a good spot. 3 days before Pokemon.
Yeah, but luckily that's like Switch versus.
Yeah, if this was coming out on the Switch also, that would have been a bad decision.
Yeah, people are waiting for them to announce on the Switch. Oh, they're delaying it because they can also announce a Switch version. The Switch version would have been announced a long time ago to get pre-orders in.
Yeah.
It's not coming out till March, April of next year. So
yeah, sometime then. Yeah, but
Most
it is coming out. They've kept that secret very very tight-lipped there.
Yeah.
What about this? Speaking of which, what about this rumor? New Super Mario Bros. U. Everyone thinking about this.
It's legit.
I think we all know it's coming.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it. I hope it has all the Super Luigi U stuff in there. But I'm just baffled because I am the biggest lover in the world of Mario Maker. I did a video back in the day of what I consider the absolute best of the best Wii U games, and I actually gave Mario Maker my top slot. I love it that much. So the fact that we still don't have Mario Maker on Switch, it doesn't frustrate me, but it damn confuses me. I want that so bad.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I think they're doing something with that. Maybe they're making a sequel. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be a sequel. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in that case, time well spent. I'm fine with that. Like a big 5-year delay to make a Mario Maker 2. Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, when that game came out, it took over Twitch like crazy. Everyone wanted to watch people fail at really tough levels, and
there are still YouTube channels that only do Mario Maker videos. They just literally play custom Mario Maker ultra hard maps all day, and they make a killer
content.
I do want to give a shout out to my dude. Check if you guys are looking for a Mario Maker kind of guy. He plays other stuff, but he plays a lot of Mario Maker, and he's pretty good at Jesse Mercury here on YouTube. Man, he's a smaller YouTube channel, but man, he's pretty cool. And he does some great Mario Maker stuff. Because I hate Mario Maker in terms of me playing it. Can't stand the game. I don't like it at all. But really? I love watching other people play. I love watching other people play. I mean, I'm not against the game. I hate the game personally. I don't like it at all.
I feel OJ on that because I'm not a creative person. I'm creative. I don't like to build my own fucking game. Build the game for me. I'm buying a game. I don't want to make my own levels. So I usually play other people's levels. Sure. And then it just got to the point where it was either you had to have crackhead reflexes and to beat the level, or it was one of those levels where you just you jump on a platform and it's the full playthrough. It's do people not make normal
you do get some normal ones. I think people were remaking Super Mario Bros. 3 in it and stuff, and there's
that's cool, but I don't want to spend hours and hours playing some one frustrating ass level. That's not fun to me, but some people enjoy it.
I was a huge fan of all the LittleBigPlanet. I played all the LittleBigPlanets, including the terrible one on PSP, and loved all of them actually. And so this sort of always felt like Mario LittleBigPlanet to me.
I hope they do more with the online service so they make a sequel. Do more stuff with the online. That'd be pretty cool to do. I mean, they did some stuff where you could like leave comments and everything, but I feel like they did more with it.
It's nowhere near even as good as like Little Big Planet on the PS3, the first Little Big Planet when it comes to
the one where you could get like guns and put all sorts of levers and activators.
What happened to that series? Why did it kind of die off with 3?
I can explain.
What happened to that?
I'm actually a huge Little Big Planet fan.
Oh, yeah.
I was, at least. Basically, what happened is that the sales just completely tanked, and Sony felt that the franchise, like nobody really wanted the franchise anymore. Now, if you remember Little Big Planet 3, that was made by Sumo Digital, and I think that's when everything just went. Whoop, just
Wait a minute, aren't they in charge of Crackdown 3?
They are.
Crackdown.
The Crackdown.
Sumo Digital's not bad, guys. They do like the Sonic racing. They did Snake Pass. I mean, they're good. They're not horrible. It's just Sumo Digital did it. It wasn't the original, the Media Molecule, whatever. It wasn't the original guys, and that's kind of what happened. They switched development teams. The online was broken in Little Big Planet 3. The online was broken when you first got it. There was problems getting levels, importing. It was kind of a mess. I mean,
Snake Pass getting that physical edition, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know, Dreamcast guy. Maybe you had a little bit more to add to what happened to Little Big Planet.
The last thing I was going to say is funny enough. I always thought that one of the things that killed Little Big Planet is that it had too many features. Like it was the ultimate toy box. It's hard to make a sequel. Whereas I think, interesting enough, I think Mario Maker was limited enough that they have a lot of room to make a sequel. So a Mario Maker 2 could do so much.
Yeah,
more.
they didn't really do anything with the Super Mario 2, right? They didn't do anything with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, like, even if they did more palettes, they could put in all sorts of stuff. They could make. What
if they went 3D?
Yeah, exactly. They could do a lot more stuff with it.
For a Mario Kart maker.
Ooh,
right.
No, stop it with the maker games.
Yeah.
I don't want to build shit. I want to play the game. I want to buy the game and play it.
A track editor would be cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'd buy that as DLC. I would. Legit.
Jeremiah, I do see your $5 super chat. I'm actually going to save that for when we do the TimeSplitters section, which is actually next. So I'll save that for that one. Where you ask about TimeSplitters. But what were you guys saying? Go on. I just wanted to grab it for it. His super chat disappeared.
No makers.
I do think that like what Dreamcast guy said is really true. It's true with a lot of Nintendo games because it seems like a lot like Mario Kart 8. Everybody loves like Mario Kart 8 sold 18 million copies, blah blah blah. But dude, there's so much stuff they can add to Mario Kart. They don't even need to make there's where's mission mode? Where's like a complete story? Like there's so much stuff they can add to. Even though Mario Kart 8 is amazing, there's still so many things Mario Kart can do. I mean, they could add bring back the double dash, bring back that type of mode. I mean, so I think that's like with a lot of Nintendo games.
Expand battle mode. Just give us a lot more battle mode.
Yeah.
Somebody said I need Labo Maker in the comments.
I saw someone.
That's fucking good.
I saw a good burn on URGT. It said what RGT doesn't like constructing stuff, but his Labo video went so smooth.
just like my bookshelf over there.
That's still not put together.
Nope.
Oh man. So TimeSplitters. THQ Nordic bought TimeSplitters and Second Sight. They were both originally with Crytek, which is doing nothing with those games. They were just sitting on them.
They bought Second Sight too?
Yeah.
I love that's one of the most underrated games of all fucking time.
Yep. I played that. I think it was on my Xbox, original Xbox. So look at that. The world through my eyes right away. $5 says pretty excited about TimeSplitters right away. Everybody, I think, for the most part, is excited for the idea of TimeSplitters. I think the route they're going to go with this, because THQ Nordic doesn't just buy IPs for fun. They are very calculated right now with a lot of the stuff they're acquiring. I think TimeSplitters is going to be a new game, and I think Second Sight would be a remaster.
Perfect. That's perfect. Because Second Sight was a game, I know there's probably a lot of people in here that haven't played it, but I actually bought that game just for like my GameCube, like on a whim. I was like, I've never heard of this. And that was one of the games where I was like sucked into it and like I needed to keep playing it and beating it because it was so genius, like different time periods and stuff, kind of like Eternal Darkness without the horror. As far as how you play the game, you play as a character who's in different time periods, but it's still the main character. That would be fantastic.
And it mixes like gunplay with psychic powers and everything.
Yeah. Like a lot of cool stuff. I know that was a big thing during that time frame because there was the PsyOps game as well.
That was the other one, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolute awesome game, total hidden gem.
Chris Levy says $2. Says you guys are awesome. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I would actually be very interested to see what a Second Sight remaster would look like. That would be cool.
I beat Second Sight back in the day, so I remember the big like.
What system do you remember? What system you played it on?
Original Xbox.
That's what I played it on. Yeah,
actually have it in my background. It's the top of this Xbox stack, but I didn't really care for it just because I had just finished. Oh god, you just said the name of it. What's the other
Psyops?
Game? Psyops, yeah, Psyops, the Mind
That's
Geek
fair.
conspiracy.
Well, that's kind of.
Yeah, just that, like I beat them back to back, and it's kind of the thing of when you accidentally beat two games that feel similar, it like the second game is going to feel less fresh.
I think that's what makes Second Sight such a hidden gem, though, because Psyops had huge marketing and stuff like that. Whereas I believe who did Second Sight? Codemasters.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like Codemasters did it because Jesus Christ, I have to have so much bullshit knowledge that will do absolutely nothing for me in life.
All right, so this is what happened, and this is why this is so exciting. Codemasters published it, but Free Radical developed it.
Codemasters,
Free Radical also developed Future Perfect, I believe, TimeSplitters. And they are actually a part of THQ Nordic right now. So that's why it's so exciting, because at least that developer turned into who did they turn into? Something Dambusters. I'm trying to think of exactly the name of it. But I think is it Deep Silver Dambuster?
This is totally off subject. My copy of Second Sight has a giant sticker on the front that says, "This is an official product of the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy." Like what? Like what the hell does that mean?
You're gonna So I don't know how many people are left from Free Radical right now with them, but they have the studio that made like TimeSplitters and Second Sight. So there you go. There's probably somebody left over that at least can give them an idea.
I feel like THQ Nordic needs to hit a home run like very soon, because they're acquiring a bunch of different games. They've been re-releasing stuff like D-Blob and shit like that. But I feel like in order for the mass gaming market to pay attention to them, they need something big. They need to be like, all right, we're back, bitches. Like THQ is back. Let's make some money. Let's make some games.
I think that's what Darksiders 3 is for.
You think does Darksiders really have that big of an audience though?
I mean, it has a $400 collector's edition. It must.
Yeah, man.
So I think they're trying to make it a big deal because they recently have been clearly like cutting contracts. The first two Darksider games have been like on sale for Xbox, Steam, and on PS4 for like $3 each for months now. Even I bought them. They're advertising a bunch. They're done like clearly there's a big partnership at IGN. IGN's been doing a bunch of exclusive videos about Darksiders. I think they're seriously trying to bet on this game.
Yeah. Well, they're owned by Koch Media, right?
Yes, I think
so. Yeah, they're like together with them. So they have some money. That's why THQ Nordic is buying so much stuff.
They need to start making some of that stuff. Like, it's cool they got TimeSplitters and all that, which it would be great to have, but they bought up all those Nickelodeon IPs and it promised that they're going to bring back some classic stuff like Battle for Bikini Bottom. Been waiting for that for how long? Let's make that happen.
I wonder if that'll actually sell.
You'd be surprised how big that game still is.
Really?
Yeah, dude. If you go on Reddit,
crazy.
Like Reddit Gaming is obsessed with that game.
It's so good, and I want it.
Art Attack $2 says they wish for a new Knights game. That's something Sean would probably want.
Dude,
yes,
Knights would be cool.
I replayed that actually recently, like start to finish. I think it's the first ever 3D Sega game they ever made, and like that Sonic team worked on. It aged really well. I want another one.
Yes. You play the Wii one?
No, I didn't. No, I don't even own it. I don't think.
If you play the Wii one, it's actually very good, but don't do the motion controls. Play with a classic controller, and it makes the game so much fucking better. Like that was the big problem. People were like, oh, I don't like motion controls, but like you just plug in a classic controller.
Did you have to like use it like a flight stick? Like I don't even understand how you do.
Had to like do patterns and weird stuff. I don't know. It just sucked.
Yeah, that sounds like diarrhea.
And there's a cool little owl who, whenever like you're in the little main square, he always says visitor. Visita. He always calls you visitor, but he says it Visita. Visita. That's like the main thing I remember from it.
Dude, I'm gonna get that just for the Visita. I'm gonna make it my
It's like
text tone.
$8, and like you could get a new copy for like $8.
I'm trying to look through THQ Nordic's releases in 2017. They actually distributed Halo Wars 2 in Europe. I didn't know that. I'm actually looking through some of their stuff now just to see what they've actually put out. And it's nothing really massive, right? It's a lot of smaller stuff. And maybe that's
what I'm saying. You need that home run.
And SpongeBob will do
They did Battle Chasers Night War. DeBlob 2, This is the Police. Sphinx, they're the ones who did Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy on Windows. That's pretty cool. Titan Quest. The Raven remastered. MX versus ATV. Pillars of Eternia 2. They did that. That actually sold pretty well. Of course, they just did Red Faction. Gorilla, the remastered edition. The Blob 2.
I like that.
that name. I just can't get over, man.
I mean, that game's pretty fun though. I like it.
The game's great. That name, man.
Go back and play it now. It did not age well.
Yeah, that's right.
probably true.
They're doing distribution of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. That's sometime this year. And then they're doing Biomutant. How did I forget about Biomutant? That game actually looks like could be kind of cool. And then of course Darksiders 3. So I think they're just, I don't know. I think they're just a smaller company that's really building. I mean, they have a lot of game IPs right now. They have a lot of stuff. I'm looking down their list right now. They have a ton of stuff.
I mean, they can really win next year's hype for nostalgia because last year was Crash, this year was Spyro, and if there isn't a new Crash next year, and let's say maybe if Medieval still exists, who knows if that's still being made, right? Even though they say they are, no proof. They could really win and be like, and we got SpongeBob coming back, and I'm telling you, that game comes out, it's over. That'll be having the most attention next year.
SpongeBob.
It will. That'll.
Oh man,
it's a classic.
Oh gosh. That's gonna be.
I'll hype train it. Just like I done with Spyro.
That's gonna be great if that comes out and it really does explode in popularity like that. That would be like the internet meme thing. I think that's how that would really blow up. THQ Nordic is gonna be a company to watch, though. I'll tell you guys that now. That's gonna be a company that I think is gonna keep acquiring and keep putting out remasters and everything, and then they'll occasionally put out big titles like Darksiders 3.
So they're gonna try and be like a new Sega and do like lots of small projects and then like 2 or 3 big ass projects.
I'm curious. THQ Nordic might be bigger than. Are they? Sega, they might have more money than Sega.
Jesus, there's the
you would Sega.
They might have more. They might have more money than Sega. I'm trying to figure this out.
No, because Sega has Atlas too, and Sega's
they do have Atlas.
And Sammy is big.
But what was the last big game like Sega that Sega sold like a ton of copies? Like when was the last time you saw a game from Sega? Like, oh man, that sold like 6 million copies or 7 million copies.
How'd Sonic Mania do?
Shenmue 1 in 1999.
I think Sonic Mania. I don't think. See, they're kind of they don't necessarily really have that heavy hitter, but they have so many. Like those Atlas games, they always sell like a base minimum. There's a dedicated fan base to that. I'm sure Sonic Mania sold great. Shenmue will sell great. Valkyria Chronicles, I think it's the sum of the parts with them. They're not like Nintendo where they release, 4 or 5 games a year.
I think, not to get off track, but I think that's maybe the issue with Sega is that they should probably be doing a lot better than they actually are with their IPs that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, the amount of people, every time I do a live stream now and I start talking about Sega, it's funny how many times people are just clamoring for anything from their old IPs. Like there was a huge movement of people who want anything Jet Set Radio, like anything Jet Set Radio, anything Skies of Arcadia, and Sega just doesn't make it for no reason.
Nostalgia is hitting so hard right now, and I think some companies are really starting to pay attention to that. Not even just video games. Look at like cartoons on TV. All these old Nickelodeon shows are now getting like revamped movies or continuations. Rugrats is coming back in a couple years. Well, it's crazy.
Well, so, so do you guys think Shenmue 3 is going to do pretty well?
I don't
know.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I think Shenmue 1 and 2 is going to sell more than Shenmue 3. I think the Shenmue collection is going to outsell 3.
That's, I guess that would you consider that one of, I guess, their bigger games, Shenmue? Shenmue 3.
No,
Shenmue 3. Well, Shenmue 3 is
it's not
it's
Sega. That's
Oh,
Deep Silver.
Oh yeah, THQ Nordic owns Deep Silver.
And am I the only one who hates Deep Silver?
I don't
Like, I
like
think-
Deep Silver.
I think Deep Silver sucks. Like all their games, they're like, you know what Deep Silver is to me? They're like a worse Bethesda. All their games are like, especially their open world games, they're like all buggy as fuck and like Dead
Dude,
Island.
I was about to say when I bought Dead Island on release, I was so hyped for that game. One of the biggest disappointments ever, and that's what made me dislike Deep Silver.
That's what a buddy of mine said too. That he actually went one down. He said like they remind him of a worse Obsidian. He actually went one step,
I like
one step
Obsidian
below.
ones, yeah.
You don't like Alpha Protocol?
Oh,
I loved Alpha Protocol as a hidden gem.
Alpha Protocol's ass, dude. I'm sorry.
Dang.
bad.
It's trash. I'm sorry.
Protocol's a hidden gem.
All you gotta do is crouch, then walk, and then right as soon as you crouch, then start walking when you're
It's
crouching.
hidden for a reason, Sean.
Ooh, dang.
Oh no.
Leave Alpha Protocol out of this.
I guess we're playing some Lucky Hit. But yeah,
I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm looking here. THQ Nordic acquired Koch Media, parent company of Deep Silver, and it was in a deal worth $149 million.
But you know, what I wanted to touch on, what Jordan was saying, with the nostalgia overload, it's because the fucking, you know, we all have jobs and money now, and it's like, you know, we could go and like, you know, do what our parents did and take, you know, stupid vacations and shit like that, where you have to rely on
buy
a picture.
buy a PS4 Pro for a 4K TV.
Yeah.
I just bought it. I just bought a Panasonic Q.
Well, I mean,
Let's actually get an Xbox One X.
What'd you pay for that, Sean? What'd you pay for that Panasonic? Tell me.
Honestly, honestly, I got a very, very good deal.
I know how much you
Very
paid
good.
for it. I was there.
I'm
Like-
curious. Just give me a ballpark, because like I'm a man who buys things I shouldn't.
I just told you he spent a PS4 Pro worth on that.
What's a
thing, didn't
PS4
I?
Pro? 400?
I got mine for 250, but yeah, okay.
Okay, so the PS4 Pro, I got it for less than the price of a PS4 Pro. And
Okay.
it works great. The only thing it didn't have the Panasonic branded GameCube controller, which I don't give a shit about because I like the silver controller to go along with it. And it didn't have the component cables. But the thing of it is that, you know, our friends from GCHD were there, and they're like, I was like, you know, will your adapter work on it? And they were like, well, yeah, you just have to mod it. And so John was there, and I was like, well, he could fucking do it. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll do it. So, you know, we ran back over there because I told him to take it out of the case. I have never seen one as cheap that worked.
Yeah.
And the best part was I didn't even think of it when I was buying it. You know, it's a Japanese system. And so when I got home, I was like, wait a second, I'm not going to be able to play any of my fucking games on here.
You don't have to reach it. You don't have the region free thing?
It's been region modded.
Okay, good. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just popped in a game to see what would happen, and it booted right up, and I was like, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty sweet. Yeah, but you said you had to do like Region Zero DVDs, right?
Yeah, Region Zero or burn DVDs. It won't do. The DVD
Dude,
function.
That thing looks sweet when it lights up and everything.
Yeah, it's got the little
Awesome.
screen.
You're doing a video on it, right?
Oh yeah, we're doing a lot of videos on it.
My request is something if I can, because I definitely want to watch that video. Get as many console close-ups as you can of it, like opening and stuff, because I've never seen one. I've always just seen pictures, and the pictures are always like really far away. Of that's my Panasonic Q. It's like I would love to see it, man. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna actually try to. It's my ghetto ass GameSack gaming historian style of video where
Rust sack. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, crap sack. But yeah, I'm gonna get to. I know how to work my camera enough now to where I get some shots.
He knows how to
Yeah,
work his camera.
It's a phenomenal. It's
What, it can
honestly the
zoom in?
coolest thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
There's more than on and off on this son of a bitch.
Let me see. We got
Jesus.
some.
Whoa. That was John, you're like blew up the windows.
We do have some questions in the Discord. We do have some questions in the Discord to go over. I'm gonna go over those. Let's see. This is from Nef18 with a hyphen. I'll let you guys figure out where the hyphen is. Do you guys think Rio Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden is worthy enough for a spot in Smash Ultimate. OJ, why is it that is like always the question?
Because
where everyone always asks, can this person go in?
I don't know. I mean, people obviously, since it's Smash Brothers, it's a great crossover. Everybody always wants to see what characters can come in and whatever. But like, I don't think Ryu Hayabusa, I mean, I would love for him to be in. Obviously, I'm a big Ninja Gaiden fan. I've played every single Ninja Gaiden game, I think. At least I think I have. I hate them, but I love them at the same time. And I've played and beat a lot of them. And I just don't think he's done enough. He's kind of a Japanese icon, but then he's kind of not, so he's kind of in that middle realm to where maybe he might get in, even though he hasn't been much on Nintendo systems. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there might be some type of maybe in the next Smash Brothers game, but I don't think he's making it into this one.
I wish he would, because he has such a wide, he's somebody who would fit so well. It's not always about how well they fit, but he just has such a wide range of weapons. It'd be so cool to see what moveset they'd give him.
Absolutely. He can use a weapons master. He has nunchucks. He has
I was thinking about this. About to say the nunchucks or the giant staff from Ninja Black Hurricane. Hell yeah.
It says everyone is here, so who knows?
Everyone, come on in, Ninja.
I'm with you. But I almost see him almost as when people ask, oh, what about Sub-Zero or Scorpion or it's kind of goes into that realm when you start talking about Ryu Hayabusa, So I hope he gets in someday, but they're gonna have to do a little bit more if they want him in the game, because he's not Japanese icon level. He's like that next tier down from top. Cloud. Obviously, Cloud. And then there's a bunch of people below that, and he's kind of in that realm. Then there hasn't been anything Ninja Gaiden in how long?
Is that Viral? $2 saying, any thoughts on the direct rumor RGT went over? Not a ton. There's a lot of stuff in that rumor.
There's a lot of stuff in that rumor, but
it's a packed rumor.
I mean, you've already seen, right after that rumor went out, 2 days later, everyone started talking about the new Super Mario Brothers U port, and it's oh, I already talked about that.
I'm be real. We've known about new Super Mario Bros. U for about 4 months now.
You're not wrong.
I'll be real about that.
We all knew we knew about it, and then I don't want to say his name, but then somebody said something about it on Twitter, and everyone's like, "Bruh."
Stop it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, bruh, stop.
We'll just wait for Forbes to leak it. It's okay.
Yeah, right.
I honestly think that a lot of these direct rumors are rooted in reality as far as what people maybe anticipate. Like I always say in my videos, I just like to talk about them. It's fun to theorize. It's fun to see what ends up becoming true. You, of course, got Diablo 3 announced a couple days later. So, and yeah, it said 2019 in the thing, and now it's coming out in 2018. Okay, whatever. I never said any of it was necessarily fact, but, I think there are facts sprinkled in there with those.
Yeah,
things.
I think that's what they like to do, is they always like to do some stuff that's correct and then some stuff that they're like, maybe, we hope so. It's for fun. It's for fun, it's fun.
Yeah.
Agent Quato just says for a while. $1.99. Thank you. Thank you, Agent Quato. Cool. And then we have what is this? Rim says will the Switch always be the last gen games console? I guess not at this point, since Doom Eternal is going to it.
I don't even know what does that mean.
I think it's because of the game coming up being remastered, but it seems like that's a new. I guess it's not new, but it seems like
that's for all the consoles.
Yeah, it seems to be something for a lot of them now. Nostalgia,
Well,
when LA Noire came out, it's everyone was making a deal was on the Switch. Still came out for all the other new consoles. Same thing with Dark Souls. Dark Souls got pushed back, but still,
Doom and Wolfenstein are both on the PS4 and Xbox One.
He also could mean, and this is my own guess because it's something I've heard people say, is he could also be guessing that Nintendo is now a weird spot where they're always in between generations. Like the Switch is going to be still on store shelves during the PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 life cycle. So, but I think that's just their new shtick is.
They don't have to go by anyone else.
I don't know. I guess I get annoyed when people try to sit here and try to put them into the same category. It's not PS4 and Xbox One. It's not that. It's not going to be that. That's not what. There's nothing wrong with having something a bit different on the market. You could get your PS4 and Xbox One and have fun. You can get your Switch and have fun.
I've never really seen Nintendo consoles and like the PlayStation or Microsoft consoles really in a full competition. It's always usually PlayStation versus Xbox, as they'll try to come out around the same time. They'll try to compete, but Nintendo's just, hey, we'll release our console in March instead of near holiday.
I'm still recording
stuff out. So,
well, I mean, Nintendo seemed to do.
No, I can't hear anything. You're good.
Okay. Nintendo seemed to do pretty decent with a GameCube with motion controllers against the PS3 and the Xbox 360. You know, it's a different thing. It's a different audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Friend's mom is being like, "Can you hear me?" It's like, only when you're yelling at me.
This is Orlando in the super chat saying, what do you think of Nvidia's leaked cards? How far is ray tracing photorealism on consoles? Does it happen before or after a 4K switch? It happens, I'm gonna say before, because I don't know if even the next Switch is going to be a 4K system. Because I don't think we're getting, when's 8K even showing up? I don't know. That's I think ray tracing will actually be a part of the next systems. I think that's actually gonna be built in. And what do I think of NVIDIA's leaked cards? I think the 2070 is a good buy. I think the 2080 and the 2080 Ti are probably less for price to performance. But I'll be buying probably a 2070.
How much is it?
400.
Oh, it's not bad.
No, and it seems as powerful, at least as a 1080 Ti, maybe a little more. So we'll see, because it gives me faster memory and everything. So it's looking pretty sweet. The 20th, so 2 days. Monday we're gonna have a full presentation from NVIDIA. They already told us about their workstation cards, which is what I was worried they were going to show us there. And then they got leaked, and they're going to show up with a whole slew of new video cards. So there you go. It's gonna be good stuff. Good stuff. Exciting. Castlemania Games with $5 saying pre-ordered Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch on Amazon. When was that date announced? I don't know. They didn't announce it. That's coming out November 15th, 2019. I mean, it's a placeholder date.
There's no release date on their official reports. It just says to be decided.
Yeah, I know. It's just to be determined. They'll still take pre-orders for it. But November 15th, that would be an interesting date for it. They're going to take pre-orders for all that stuff. Switch on Amazon. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 will be out next year. It's 2019 holiday game.
I sure hope so.
Right, same. I just want to play it. It's one of those games that I'm so excited for.
I just want to see something from it. Like, just show me a picture from it. Like, let me just be Sonic gameplay.
I think this E3. I think next E3 is going to be decked out in Metroid Prime stuff. I think that's
maybe
gonna be
some Animal Crossing too.
Animal Crossing, I think, is going to be their summer release next year.
I hope so. That's even more than Metroid. I want my Animal Crossing, man.
Oh yeah, Castlemania says it's December 28th, 2018 is when the item will be released. That's a placeholder date.
Yeah.
What if they released it?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
No, don't do that. No,
that'd be hilarious if they did that. I would laugh.
Right.
I would laugh. Oh, that'd be great. Oh man. Art Attack with $5 saying last time I played an official Nintendo game on anything else was on PC. I doubt they will release on anything else. Something official Nintendo game. Was on PC.
What is he talking about?
Mario teaches typing.
Or remember their other one, Super Mario Special. Remember that?
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah. Geez.
I got to play that at an actual. I went to a video game museum a couple weeks ago, and they actually Super Mario Brothers Special set up. And I tweeted out some pictures. It's weird. Like it's a little bit too fast. It feels like Mario 5% too fast and a little bit too red.
I would yeah, I do think Jordan Animal Crossing is going to fit in where Mario Tennis fit in this past year.
I think it'd be a great time, and I'm just really wanting that badly because it's like I love Animal Crossing, but I can't really be too concerned to turn on my 3DS anymore. So I just want it on my Switch.
Yeah, I think you'll see it then. I think it'll be pretty good at that time because they can do a summer of Animal Crossing. It'd be a whole thing.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
I think it would be a great time. They release it late June.
It's gonna be
right after
E3. Crazy, man. Like, man, it's just like
Animal
Japan.
Crossing sells a lot. Yeah,
Japan is gonna be insane. Like, I think Animal Crossing still sells in the top like 30 in Japan.
New Leaf is I think at 11 million units. So
Jesus,
it sells a lot.
And I feel like
Hop on it. Let's get that.
it'd also be smart to release it before the convention season. I've definitely noticed a lot of people are starting to get more comfortable with the idea of just carrying their Switch around at a lot of these like conventions with long lines. Having a game like that's about just standing around and messing around, like
Good time wasted. Yeah, absolutely.
that would sell units.
Is what is this? Cortland Robinson with $5 saying, is anyone getting the Messenger on August 30th? Looks like a retro style Ninja Gaiden. What kind of question is that?
Yeah, really.
Yes,
In
I am
this house.
absolutely getting the Messenger. That game looks outstanding. I have been talking about that game for so long now.
I talked about it today with the release date. It looks great. It looks like a fair Ninja Gaiden to me. It looks like a Ninja Gaiden that's actually fair.
It's
So
Ninja Gaiden that's 8-bit and 16-bit.
Yeah, you go forward and backwards in time, and it changes the look of it.
So wait,
it even has like some like weird like lens of truth parts, you know, where you're going like you're using that to have a different type of terrain. Like it's cool.
It's gonna be fun. Apparently, animations and stuff change between the 16 and 8-bit and everything. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Yeah. It's not too much longer. 12 days. 12 days we can play it.
Yeah, I'm buying it, and I'm definitely, if I can, I want to try and review it. I'm doing like 15 projects, but I think a game like that, it needs attention. That looks
I already talked to them, so I think they're gonna be sending those out to people. So
okay. Tell me their email, by the way. Just when we're off air, I'm gonna send them
directly on their website. I don't know anyone there. I just emailed their website.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Okay, bro.
I just emailed their regular one, and then they emailed me back. So yes. Question from NX Revolution. When do you guys think Doom Eternal will be launching? And is this game an indicator for more day and date releases to come to the Switch?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bethesda seems on board with the Switch completely. I think they have a good relationship with Panic Button though so far. So that probably helps a bit.
Well, I think when it's possible, it's possible. When it's not possible, they're not going to do it. Plain and simple. I think that's really what it comes down. I don't know if it's an indication of anything. I think that just generally with time, that's what's going to happen. But don't be surprised if there's like a different game. It's like, oh, well, it's coming out a little bit later because something happened, or we needed to do something, or we needed some extra time. So
yeah, I think it's a matter of the desire is there. It's just about what can technically be done. Like I have nothing to back this up, but I truly believe that right this minute, I bet Bethesda is hurting real bad to try and find one way or any way to put Fallout 76 on Switch, because everything I'm hearing, they want Fallout 76 to be the biggest Fallout ever and have a really, really long shelf life. So the one thing that'll keep that around longer is if it's on extra consoles like that.
I think they should try to get Prey on that system.
microtransactions. Is there's microtransactions in Fallout 76 too?
I think there's cosmetic, but they've already said now, because we now know the leveling system is cards. The cards will not be part of the microtransactions.
But they're going to be able to generate extra revenue through the game.
Yeah, and so the whole thing is, it sounds like they're just going to keep coming up with like giant free expansions and keep putting more stuff on the map and more like random quests and stuff. And then when people keep coming back, of course, they're going to, like Fortnite, they're going to get jealous of skins and buy them.
I mean, they already got a ton of my money because I got that collector's edition. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
I got it during a Best Buy glitch on day one of pre-ordering it while I was at E3, and instead of $200, they had it accidentally for $150, and the pre-order went through. So it's still a lot, but I saw that helmet at E3. It's huge. It is. You can actually wear it. It's big. So worth the money. Not really,
there better
but
be
to me,
at least one news update where you're wearing it. You're like, hey guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Here.
Once it comes out, I'm not taking it off. The beanie's going away after that.
We have a couple more things to get through before we finish up at 11. So let's go through the leaked July NPD numbers that appear to be out. I talked to two other people. They seem to be correct. So they are technically, I guess, still rumored until Matt talks about it on the 21st. So it's Tuesday. He'll go. Usually that comes out later on in the day, like 6 p.m. Eastern is generally when I see him post it. But I talked to some other people, and that does seem to be correct. OG, I know you had the exact numbers at one point, but the big thing that people are pointing to, and I talked about this, and I know others talked about this too when it first showed up, and we heard about sales, especially when it hit 1 million units so fast, was what if Octopath Traveler topped the charts in July on the NPDs in America, and it's a JRPG that's as traditional as it gets with that game, and it looks like it did. It appears to have topped charts, and the Switch also topped the NPDs by a healthy margin. It wasn't even by like a little bit. It was by I get that cracked almost 300,000 units, I think, in July. The Switch did during the summertime, which is surprising, I guess, a little bit to get near 300,000 during the summer.
Apparently, that's the best sales month for the NPD this generation, the highest amount of sales this generation for the sale, like July.
Yeah, that's I when I heard those numbers, I was like, I don't know if I've ever heard 300,000 units in a July. Like that is usually a downtime during video games when you don't have like a Call of Duty or like a something big coming out in July. It's very interesting to see a JRPG kind of take over like that. Somebody put in the chat 263,000 is the rumored number, I think, for the Switch.
Yes.
And the PS4 was like 180 something thousand.
184, I think.
184,000.
Yeah.
So it was almost 80,000 units more. And Octopath Traveler appears to be the runaway like number one. So
blows my mind.
Isn't that fascinating to see that?
It makes me so happy though.
I know, right?
Like I feel like I always get a little bit nervous whenever there's something that feels niche before it comes out. Like I have been a diehard fan of all turn-based RPGs since I freaking discovered them in the 90s. But it's something like that. I'm like, is this marketable? Will people actually pick it up? But to see the numbers, like even seeing the hype around it, we weren't sure on paper that this would sell this well. But man, it makes me happy. And that's my thing is, I really hope we see an Octopath Traveler sooner, like an Octopath Traveler 2 sooner rather than later. Yeah, it's I think it's pretty clear that Square kind of messed up with some of the I guess them stocking the game in Japan especially, and apparently in the UK it's worse.
Yeah,
it's
UK
really
is really
bad.
bad. Yeah, UK it's really, but that's their fault for not buying that.
Oh yeah. No, it's I mean, obviously at that point they're like, well, our expectations were met, so they kind of look at that and say, okay, I guess people really do want RPGs, despite EA and Ubisoft telling us that no one wants single player experiences. Maybe people do.
I do want to add though, I think that with with Octopath doing as well, it's just kind of like there's just nothing really. There's not a ton of new stuff, like you said, none of the other big games. So it's kind of just like the perfect storm that kind of just came in with that game. So really exciting for RPG fans, and I think that this can hopefully spur on like Sega. Like, look, they just sold this much with a brand new IP. You have Skies of Arcadia. What if you put this into like a Skies of Arcadia for Switch? I mean, I don't care if it comes to other systems, but what if you made like, okay, we're going to make our own old school, not that it looks like that, but classic RPG like for the Switch, and we're going to market it, put it out in like the summer of next year or whatever the case is. Like Skies of Arcadia could do as much as this, like easily. So, I mean, hopefully it gets more developers.
Yeah, this is without a name that's recognizable. Octopath Traveler is new. It's a new IP. It's a new JRPG IP in 2018 that topped the NPDs in America, right? That the sales charts in America. It's very interesting to see that. So it just makes you wonder what could they do with something that is somewhat established, like you said, a Skies of Arcadia,
or Fantasy Star. Remember when Fantasy Star used to not be online all the time?
Yeah. The good old days.
Square just has a lot of stuff that they could pull from. Like, what if they really decided to do something with their Chrono Trigger name? What if they did something with that?
A brand new Chrono Trigger, like that would blow. I think that would blow. If it was good, it would blow away Octopath in sales. If it was really good, it would blow away Octopath.
You remember I'm pretty sure all the stuff got legally deleted because of a lawsuit, but you remember there was that giant fan remake of Chrono Trigger called Chrono Break, and it was a complete shot-for-shot remake.
Yep.
3D engine, they redid everything, all new art assets, but it was the same combat system and the same story. And it all got shut down, but they let that thing go on for about a year and a half. And I've definitely thought about, like, what if they'd gone in and finished Chrono Break and released that on, like, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch? That thing would sell 30 million units.
It would do really well. That's the thing. But now maybe they'll look back and say, okay, what can we do with this? I guess this IP or this IP now that everyone is buying JRPGs again. And it looks like Octopath is probably going to outsell something like even a Persona 5. So, and it's going to do it pretty quick, I think, at this rate. It sold 1 million in what, like, well, how long did that take? Like 10 days or something?
Do you think with if you look at it like Octopath, and then what about Shin Megami Tensei for next year? Like, what is that game going to do?
That's hard to say because I don't know. I don't know. Is that going to be mature rated, do you think?
Probably.
I think that might hurt it some because Octopath, I think, fell in like right in like a good, like, teen rated and everything. It's easier to get. I think if Persona, if they can't get that down underneath mature, but if that was like a teen rated game, it probably would have done better. But it's, I don't know. You think Shin Megami, just the title and everything, I don't know. You think that might just put some people off, especially in the West. They just won't know what's going on.
I mean, maybe. I'm just thinking that like Shin Megami Tensei, that's more of a known name than an Octopath was. I mean, but Octopath had a lot of different things going on for like the graphics and stuff like that, like the retro style. So I mean, it's hard to compare. I guess it's a little bit hard to compare.
They put out demo after demo, and it was pretty good the way they handled it.
Nintendo really marketed it like pretty good, like directs and stuff like that. So
it was well done. Everything kind of just came together for that game, and it worked out well. So we'll see the charts on Tuesday, and expect to see Octopath as number 1, and then the Switch is number 1.
I wanted to mention one more thing. Did you notice? Like, I thought it was a little bit of a mistake, but apparently Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is 2 and 3.
I saw that too. I was a little confused about that, if that was the Nintendo charts they were pulling from, because this happened before with that same person where they put up that Mario Odyssey was number 1 overall, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so I reported on it again. Another person put another thing saying that Mario Kart 8 and Legend of Zelda were number 2 and number 3. So I mean, we'll see if that actually happens.
That'd be interesting, because that means that God of War would have fallen below 3 then. That would have been like a 4 or 5, because Far Cry probably still sold all right.
But it seems like people who didn't have a Switch bought Octopath, Mario Kart 8, and Legend of Zelda all at once.
Or one or the other. They said, well, I mean, I don't doubt Mario Kart. Like, everyone buys Mario. Who doesn't buy Mario Kart? Everyone's like, yeah, let's buy Mario Kart.
I have 7 copies. I use them to hold up my desk actually.
But like, if you buy a Switch, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get Octopath, and then you look over, you'd be like, all right, you're either gonna say I'm gonna get Zelda or I'm gonna get Mario Kart.
What about Odyssey?
Odyssey's the best-selling game on the Switch right now. So yeah. But everything else is outselling it. Zelda outsold it last quarter.
Because it sold like 12 million. It's the best-selling game overall.
That means that there's like 9 million people on the Switch who haven't bought Mario yet.
Odyssey. I assume that it was just like people who bought their child a Switch. It's like, you get no games. You play the demo.
Abby Jameson says, love all your channels. Also, they should port the rest of the Ease games to Switch.
Yeah.
That's up to Falcom, isn't it?
It is. Well, and I was reading something. I don't know the East series very well. I've tried to research them, but they're very strange because some of them are like, they did a lot of remakes. Some of the games they remade like 3 or 4 times. But yeah, I would love if we got the more modern remakes on there at least.
I did miss one here. It doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about right now, but Link says it's actually about, I guess it's about the Philip. You think the mob mentality is good for YouTube, like attacking Philip, bully him there, like 100 YouTuber making video about him attacking him. That's how it actually reads in front of me.
I'll fund that one. I think initially it was just because of the story behind it. And the circumstances of it. I think the sort of mob mentality came into effect after he uploaded a video on the situation. And obviously, everyone thought he was going to go right. And he was just like, nah, fuck you guys. I'm going to go left. And it was like, ugh.
But then he kept going left and then after he challenged to find more and the situation blew up to, oh, it's not just this one thing you did. It's your whole career now has been this way, and that's why it's a problem. And since he hasn't done anything after that really bad video, and then all this other stuff came out, I do think it's getting what's deserved, and there should be criticism on it, because as a creator or as a journalist, the content you create is your one thing that you have, your voice. And once it's being taken, there's rights to not only the people who took it, for other people to be like, yeah, that's not fair and that's not correct and that's wrong. And it sucks, but there is videos that are just unwarranted. I get that. Like there's stuff out there that's just really messed up. But like, I was watching your live stream yesterday, Max, and like you're how like someone asked you the same question. And you were like, not when it was a close friend who you worked with, and they turns out that the whole time they really weren't being who they said they were. They came off to be. And it does hurt. And there is a lot of judgment warranted in terms of that's not cool and you made it worse and you do need to step away now because there's no really coming back from this unless you just were honest and faced up and manned up to it.
I think, just real quick, I want to say that I think a reason Yes, there are hundreds of videos on this, and yes, there's probably too many, but I think the biggest thing is the fact that it was just pure shock. Like, there have been scandals involving YouTubers and scandals involving gaming websites, but we've never seen anything to the scale where the head of Nintendo at the biggest gaming website ever stole videos. Like, that's going to get a bunch of people talking just because there's never been a circumstance ever like that. So I think, yeah, there were probably people being a little bit too Philip's a piece of shit, like those people are too much. But I think analyzing such a ridiculous situation, like, that's warranted.
I do want to say, just Hanzo dropped 50 in the super chat, but no question or comment or anything. Thanks,
what
just
he does. That's just 50 euros just for some love.
Okay, just Hanzo. If you had any questions or comments, man, if you want to drop them in the chat, we'll keep an eye out for them. But thank you, we appreciate that heavily. Thank you. I think you did that 2 weeks ago. I know I recognize that name, just Hanzo. I think you've done that.
He did it the last
couple times now.
The last one that wasn't recorded, he did it.
Yeah, geez, man. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments or anything, you want to drop them in the chat if I missed it. Definitely, man. Definitely. Thank you, though. Go ahead, Max. I think the problem with the mob mentality is that it always spills over into the personal life as well.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing. Is I'll be honest, I've seen people. I did a bunch of after all this went down, I did a bunch of my own investigating, and I dug up all sorts of extra weird stuff that I never talked about in a video. I managed to interview some of his old coworkers, and I managed to find out a bunch of stuff about his work history that were super weird. But it was one of those things where I feel like people went too far into that stuff. I feel like we should have analyzed what he did and not him.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think he'll be stepping away for a while. I haven't really heard from him much, but last I heard from him,
I still think he
told me he's stepping away.
Believe it or not, I still think he can still make a comeback. That's the thing, because his editing is top notch. He just needs to just come out, say what he did, say why he did it, deal with the trolls for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. People will come back to him because his editing is
maybe
really good.
Maybe we should just become an editor and just get a job and stay local.
I think he can come back. Maybe he can do that, but I just think he's going to take some time. I'm not trying to say I'm defending him or anything like that. You guys know I made videos, but I was more kind of on the joking end. But he did a very, 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 very serious ethics violation, guys. This is the highest level of ethics violation in journalism, like the highest rating. And if you read the SPJ, with the Society of Professional Journalism, it literally tells you to call people out who do this. They tell you, hey, when somebody does this, you say something about it, and everybody says something. So yeah, it's mob mentality, but literally the Society of Professional Journalism tells you to do that if you're in that same field. Not saying that it's okay for all the bad stuff that has been like people attacking his family. That's unjustified, but the attention that it's getting is warranted, and that's what I'll say. I'll leave it like that. But I still think that he has, because his editing is so good, I think that he does have a chance to come back at some point. He just needs to admit everything he needs, admit what he did was wrong, admit everything that he did was wrong. And then just, everything that he did do, what was wrong, just admit it, and then just come back and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do going forward. This is how I'm going to fix it. He's a young man. He's a young man with a family. I don't think his life should be ruined or he should never work again because of this,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's my thought.
Someone should hire him as an editor, like for videos, for video editing.
Yeah.
Just keep him away from the creative stuff.
Yeah. He needs to make a 30-minute video, where he's like, I suck. I'm really bad at writing. I suck at video games.
I was noticing his not the one where he explains HD Rumble, but I've noticed no one said anything about his accessory reviews, like his 2DS XL review or his Switch grip review.
Yeah, but
are those clean?
Maybe, but some of them are so generic. He's basically just reading the back of the box. Like, so, I saw one where he's reviewing like a carrying case, and it's just basically like you put your Switch in it, and that's it. I mean, it's hard to plagiarize.
Yeah, but the editing coincides with that, where it makes it look really good and everything, almost where he's basically making a commercial for it. Like if he did stuff like that where he's not plagiarizing or anything, I mean, that would work. So maybe not so much game stuff, but maybe the accessory stuff that he didn't really get called on.
Just needs to deal with the trolls for a while. You just have to. He's going to deal with trolls. You just have to endure. I think there's people that would forgive him for that. His channel was blown. It was doing so good. He would have.
It was, yeah. He'd probably be over 200 by now, to be honest.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Exactly. He'd probably be over 200,000 subscribers so he just deal with the trolls, deal with that, apologize, and people will forget. Man, the internet forgets everything, dude. Like sometimes they just forget. Like I just think that he could still come back, and I think he's so young and that he could still, do it. So I hope he comes back, man. I really do hope he comes back.
We'll see. We'll see if he does. He might just be gone for a little while. If he's gonna do anything, he needs to post a new video on his channel. Just a new one. Just a new one. People told me he was flagging videos. OJ, was that right?
Yeah, he's doing some crap. That was a bit crappy.
I want to say I think he flagged some where they just straight re-uploaded his stuff. That is correct. But if he was doing it where they cutting stuff up, then yeah.
Yeah, he flagged. There's a guy that I was talking. He flagged videos. People that were just kind of like short, like Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know,
that
like,
was awesome. I saw that one.
Yeah, like he flagged that, which is like that's probably shouldn't be doing that. I guess like even like a re-upload. I mean. He's all in his legal right to do it, but I mean, it's a bit crappy on his end, I think. But whatever, dude. You know.
So, but yeah, that's the whole thing with him. We were gonna have him on, but he needs to stay away from the internet for a bit. So it's just not a good idea at this point, I think. But he wasn't gonna go on I guess anywhere else either. So, like I know everyone like Schreier reached out to him, Colin. Kind of funny, all of them. I told him if he was going to go on one of them, go to Colin, talk with him because he actually has experience with internet outrage as well.
Oh yeah,
so that's why I was like, go see Colin. He at least can understand where you're coming from. So,
yeah,
that was about it. That's the J33S3. What is that? G's? The G's?
Jeez.
Now that Sony and Microsoft are going next gen, do you think that Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch can be expanded to China or even Latin America? I feel like Sony is in China, or they've been pushing into China.
They're already there.
Yeah, Nintendo needs to figure that out. They need to get into China, big time. But because they have what's the Arena of Valor? They need to push into China big time, but it's just everything's really expensive. Like I believe everything that goes there is just extremely expensive for some reason. I don't know if the exchange rate or the parts or the shipping it there or what, but for some reason, everything goes to China. It's just obscenely expensive.
It's the tariffs from the government, right? I think that's how the issues with because how the government regulates what goes on the market and what doesn't. They just tax the hell out of it, you know?
Yeah, that's the real issue. But I think the Switch would have a good shot there. I don't think the Xbox is going to have a good shot there. But the PS4 should be doing it. Shit, it's just not doing that well. The PS4 just not doing that well there. It's a shame because it's a big market there. You think it would?
It's PC. I mean, that market is.
Phones, PC,
phones, and PC. I mean, that's what that market is. MMOs and stuff like that. So I mean, that's just how some markets are. It's like consoles in Japan. You know, like home consoles, traditional home consoles are. Dude, they're pretty much they're dying out, man. Like traditional home consoles, they're dying out. So I mean it's.
Let's jump over to he has an extra question. Let's jump over. Laser Discman with 5 says, "Did you see Digital Foundry's video showing direct video capture in portable mode? Interesting to see how Switch games might have struggled on Wii U. Direct Feed is also getting one as well, so make sure you check him out too. Direct Feed footage, I think, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's getting one as well. So make sure you check that out. Yeah, there's a lot of games that probably on the Switch would have struggled on the Wii U. I think Mario Odyssey would have actually had a hard time on the Wii U." Most because they shot for 60 frames and everything.
I mean, Doom would have had a hard time.
Yeah, man, Doom would have been 1440p on the Wii U. Yeah, right. The Wii U might have caught on fire if Doom was on there. What's funny is it's weird that Skyrim never went to the Wii U because that actually probably would have played fine on there. Well, relative to what the 360 didn't play that at all very well near to the PS3, but that would have been better. Yeah, there's a lot of games that would not have worked well on the Wii U. What is the Carlos $5 says, thoughts on how tight-lipped Nintendo is on their online service being so close to release. Time is short and they should give us more info. This is an odd situation with their online service because that was something we were going to talk about soon. Anyway, we have about 10 minutes left, but this is an interesting situation because we believe we're about a month out at this point, right? Because it's supposed to be second half of September. We're now into the second half of August, so we should be about a month. Like, I think if I had to take a guess, the online service will launch sometime like September 20 something. We're about a month out and there's not a lot of information. Could they just update the website and have all the information? Yeah, they could do that. Would they put it in Direct? I don't know. Would a Direct really be that interesting to sit there and listen to them explain the online service to us?
I think they just need to upload a video to their channel.
That's another good thing they could do.
Yeah.
I just want them to do anything. Like, I hate that they have a bot that just every like 12 hours tweets out that same stupid picture that says cloud saves, NES games, get ready for Nintendo Switch Online. It's like, But what does that mean? Like, and it said, if you look at the fine print, it says some games compatible with cloud saves. Does that mean that some games won't? Like, it's just, they don't just tell us.
There has to be a direct for it, because I honestly feel like Diablo was going to be either a part of a Nintendo Direct, that Diablo 3 video that they put up. Like, that wasn't a traditional, one-off sort of thing. I felt like that was a part of a Direct that they chopped out because of Forbes' leak, and everyone was talking.
Well, I will say the Diablo 3, the Forbes, they knew about that for about 2 weeks. That embargo was set about 2 weeks out. So because it was coming, they accidentally published their article way early. So I don't think they reacted to that. It's just Forbes being dumb.
You think but didn't that video feel like something that would be in a Nintendo Direct more so than?
Yeah, I put that on Twitter. I was like, this looked like something that was supposed to be in a Direct, right?
Yeah, we'll get something before the end of the month.
I didn't even think of that until I heard RGT say right there, which is like, it wasn't a trailer, it was a skit and a cutaway and like a bunch, like, that was definitely Nintendo prepared content.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I think you should do an online Direct, 15-20 minutes, talk about games that are going to utilize it, talk about games that are going to utilize across the cloud save, talk about the 10 other games that are supposed to be available at launch, show how the online will work for these games on the NES stuff for it. Like, there's a lot of shit to talk about.
Explain why it's worth it, and explain that it's a cheaper cost. Like, it's super simple. They just need to explain it. They need to say, hey, we know you guys are gonna be wanting to play Smash, like advertise a little bit of Smash in there, like just show a little bit of gameplay. Like it's just something small, quick, get to the point.
Also, what if they did some sort of small thing of, hey, if you have this, certain games that required it, like now all the games that require an online pass, like Mario Kart or Fortnite, theoretically, like you get some sort of special thing, that like a cosmetic thing, like, hey, if you have the Nintendo Switch online pass, when you play Fortnite on Switch, you get a little Mario hat or something like that, of like just something that makes it where it's like, yes, you are paying for something that was previously free, but it's perk.
I'll give him credit though. It looks like from what we can tell right now, Fortnite and those kind of games that are free to play won't be under the online umbrella from what we're seeing.
Yeah, I think there was something. Yeah, games that are already free on there,
like the free to play games, like because Fortnite on the PS4, you don't need the PlayStation Plus account, but on the Xbox, you need Xbox Live, which is still weird. They need to fix that, but I don't think that's going to be the case with Nintendo's platform.
No, I don't think I don't like Paladins. You'll still be able to play like the Paladins and stuff like that on there. I think they're going to talk about it I don't know if it's going to be a Direct. I think they might just put up a video or just something like that showing off like that. But I mean, essentially what it comes down to is if you want to play Smash Brothers online, you need the service. So everyone's going to buy it. You want to play Smash online, you need the service. You want to play Mario Kart, you need it. So, I mean,
Pokemon.
You want to play Pokemon, you need it. So, I mean, essentially, people can talk about, oh, well, they need to show off the feature, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you're going to need it. If you want to play online, you're going to need it, and you're going to get it. So, that's
I mean, people are going to complain about it, but I complain about Xbox Live, and I complain about PlayStation Plus, but then I hand over the $60 and move on.
I don't care for those services, but I don't complain about them. I mean, you got an option, man. I mean, you want to play the games online, you pay for it. You don't. I mean, when it comes out, it'll come out. I think people are just kind of freaking out just a little bit about it. It's coming out next, whether you know the information now or later, it makes no difference. It's the games that you play. You got it. And if you want to play this X game, you need this service. Whatever features, that's great. You want to have features in there, that's cool. I totally agree with everybody. It should have whatever features people want. But at the end of the day, you want to play this game, you got to have it. So
I mean, you can't message people yet, can you?
No, you can't message.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be something that we have to, like I've said this before, that shouldn't be something that we have to ask for. Like, I shouldn't be like, oh, well, Nintendo, I hope you put messaging in. Like, they already had messaging in the Wii U. They already had messaging.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know, like, they already had that. Like, why do I have to sit here and ask them on that? I'm not going to waste my time doing that. What kind of
begging for our own features back?
Yeah, begging for something like if I tell them, maybe they'll listen to me. It's like, oh God. I don't have to. Should I have to tell a company that? Like, come on.
No, that should be. I mean, that should be by default when it comes out.
I'm not going to sit there and tell this multi-billion-dollar company, hey, I hope you guys need to really put messaging. Listen to me. I'm like, come on. They should just do that. And if they don't, and if that's a problem, people just don't buy it. That's what I do. I don't like Xbox Live and PSN. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
You don't buy it. You don't buy either of those.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think for me. I think for other people it's worth it if you like the certain games that are coming out. If there is a game that I'm really spurred to play, then I'm like, okay. But Fortnite is the game I can play that on free for PC. I can play Dragon Ball Fighters on my PC. I can play so many other games for free on my PC. I can't play Smash Brothers on my PC for free. You know what I'm saying? I can't play certain.
You can't play
games.
Halo 5 on your PC for free.
When Halo 5 comes up, that's going to PC, right?
We don't know yet. Once they move Halo from Xbox to PC, that's it.
No, the next Halo's coming to PC though.
They still don't know apparently. They put up Play Anywhere, and then they're still like, maybe.
Well, I don't know I'm not really sure what game would be coming from Microsoft or Sony, but when there's something that I know that I really want, like I bought like Overwatch, I paid for PSN for Overwatch, and I was like, okay, I don't really like Overwatch. So, that's really what I pay for it for. So you have the option, pay for it or not.
Yep, absolutely. There you go. Or I guess if you play Last of Us online a lot.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be doing that. Or Last of Us.
I had a free PSN Plus that came with my then, so I played it for a bit. Then I was like, I don't like this. So
basically, it comes down to my online expense is $140 a year now. That's what it comes down to, I guess.
I actually, so what I do is I pay for. I'm going to do Nintendo Switch for a year because I review a lot of games on Switch, and I do PlayStation Plus a year at a time. And then Xbox, just whenever I happen to be reviewing a game that's online on Xbox, I buy it for 1 month.
No, I just pay for it. I mean, we're going to get to a point where Microsoft's going to try their hardest to figure out how to charge PC gamers. I'm telling you, people think I'm crazy. Come back to me in 10 years.
I believe you.
They're going to figure it out. Trust me. Unless everyone's going to go to Linux. And I'll believe that when I see it. Sack on 10 asks, have you played Endless Ocean or Another Code?
I have played both.
I played Endless Ocean, yeah.
I have not played Endless Ocean.
Another Code was called Trace Memory in the States.
I've played Trace Memory.
Endless Ocean was on the that was on the Wii, right?
Yeah, they had
1 and 2, yeah.
That's why I didn't play it then. It was Endless. People say it's very relaxing.
Oh, very.
Yeah, see, I was busy murdering in Halo at the time, so that's probably why I didn't play it. Okay, I mean, I did see that there was something going on with that, so maybe an Endless Ocean is coming to the Switch.
Endless Ocean 3.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let me see. I think we had a few more questions in Discord we can finish up with. I did want to do. There was another super chat. Let me just double check. It was for TimeSplitters actually that I missed that I need to go back and grab. I just want to make sure I have the correct person.
I think it starts with a J, their name.
Let me see. I have the message. I don't have the Oh, here we go. Yes. Jeremiah Tefo says, do you think it would be awesome for the TimeSplitters games to get remastered with online multiplayer? By the way, keep up the good work, guys. So instead of just like a new one, if they even took like TimeSplitters 2, for example, or even Future Perfect, grabbed it, brought it up to, standards like 1080 and smooth it out and everything, and just say, hey, online multiplayer and everything, go. Would you guys be in for that?
No, my thing is I want it to be like what they did with Fable. Remember when they did Fable Anniversary Edition? It was like beat for beat the original game, but they gave it a new engine. They repainted it. They re-recorded some of the more janky audio, and the final product is fantastic. I want them to do that with TimeSplitters. Like make it a new game on the old game for the cheapest amount they can.
What if it was just like
a whole new game? To be honest, I just
whole
new TimeSplitters.
That's why I said I'm in for Second Sight getting a remaster, because I don't think they'd put the budget in for a brand new one of those. But I think TimeSplitters has the name that they can put a budget out for a brand new one. Yeah. When I talked about it, people were so excited in the comments for that. They're like, TimeSplitters, yes. And I'm like, great. People still remember TimeSplitters. That's a good thing. I think there would be some pretty cool reactions to that trailer if they showed a new TimeSplitters game.
They can just use like Unreal Engine 4. Just just use Unreal Engine 4. Make a cool TimeSplitters. Doesn't have to be the greatest shooter ever in the world. Just make a new TimeSplitters. Just use that theme and everything.
They could do TimeSplitters 3, right? They could do that. I think 2 is where it ended up before Future Perfect. So I think they could do that. Yeah, that'd be cool. People would, I think, freak out a bit.
It'd do well.
And then we have a question here. There was a topic that we didn't get to, but we want to talk about the question. Dumb Guy Gaming says, since Bethesda stood up to Sony then do you think other game companies will follow? They're talking about Bethesda telling Sony Elder Scrolls Legends might not come to your system because you guys don't allow crossplay, and we want crossplay for this game because we want it to be crossplay, cross progression. Basically, it doesn't matter where you play it because it's a digital card game like a Hearthstone, for example. We want it on that system to be able to play against others and move around. And they're basically telling them if you don't allow crossplay, it's not going to go on your system. So they're asking if other companies will follow for, I guess, certain games. Now, of course, keep in mind, Bethesda didn't say anything about Fallout 76. Well, they did say Sony isn't allowing it, but they didn't say you can't have this game. So I think they're picking and choosing their battle. But you guys think anyone else is going to be like Sony? You got to allow crossplay.
They can't afford to. Like,
Yeah, they can't afford to. Yeah.
Sony is a humongous. Like, you're turning down 80 million possible sales.
Yep.
Like, that's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
The reason they can do it
people
with Legends is because it's on cell phones as well, and cell phones is much larger than the PS4, Switch, and Xbox put together.
and it's not like people are buying PS4s to play card games. You know what I'm saying? Like a mobile thing. So companies aren't. It's like you're not going to see like Fallout and Sony, you better do it crossplay or
No, you know it's bad if Epic is bowing down to them and they're just ripping their accounts away. You know that's bad. So Sony has a bit of a stranglehold on the video game industry right now. That's just the way it is. This is what no competition looks like. The company just doesn't care. That's the way it is. Next generation will be a lot more interesting, especially if Microsoft does their cloud stuff, because I actually think that little box would sell well. I think that is about everything with Nintendo announcing a new bundle of Mario Tennis and 1-2 Switch. What other bundles would you like to see from now to this holiday season? That's from the Nintendo Millennial. We'll go through some of these pretty quick.
Smash bundle, that's confirmed or no?
No.
Well, then
yeah, they'll probably look to get a lot of money for Smash. They'll keep
make
that
a Smash bundle. They may even make an actual cool thing on the console.
I think a Mario Odyssey bundle would be really cool.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Sold 11 million of them. They could then take that and package it in and be like, "Here's a Switch with Mario Odyssey."
I mean, they did last year for the release, but
but I mean, like one that's
an actual
priced to make sense. Yeah, it's not like $360 and you get the game with it. Oh, thanks.
Whoa.
Do y'all remember the Xbox Arcade when they did the Xbox 360 that had a bunch of packed in indie games? That way you wouldn't need internet. I'd actually love to see a Switch like that. That'd actually be my favorite bundle. So I think it'd be real cool if you got a Nintendo Switch and it had like
the top selling indie games in there.
Yeah, like the top selling ones. Like put straight up, put like Celeste and Stardew Valley and Golf Story on there out of the box. Like people would love that.
They just gotta go to all Nintendo consoles and just put the Fortnite sticker on them. And then sell better. Like, wait, this machine does Fortnite?
That PS4 bundle, I bet that PS4 Fortnite bundle is going to sell like nuts for a free game.
They doing a bundle for
they're gonna get over on them too.
Why? Is it an exclusive console? Like, do they do something new to it?
Yeah, they lock your countdown.
It's an exclusive set of. There's an exclusive set of skins, but it's just the normal game.
Do you know
how
many people are gonna just buy that just for those skins? That's so stupid.
Exactly.
That's so stupid. Like, at least make the console like a weird color of blue, not like.
Does it come with like V-Bucks too?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
But like an amount worth it to buy a whole console for of V-Bucks, or is it like here's 10 V-Bucks? Thanks.
Like it's like six.
Oh, you know what you need to do is if you do a Pokemon bundle, you need to like dress up the system and everything too with like some kind of etching on the dock and the back of the Switch, and then they could probably move that. They could probably sell that for 400 straight up.
Controllers need to be Pokeballs. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
They just split the colors on them. The top's red, the bottom's white, and then they have that custom like dock right there in the middle. It looks like a whole Pokeball. I would rebuy a Switch just for that.
You know, if they did a Pikachu one, people would go nuts.
All yellow, dude. You know how many 3DSs I've purchased because of Pokemon? I have like every single one that's an exclusive. Not the ones that had like the legendaries on them, but every like limited.
Yeah, they did like a Charizard one or something at one point, right?
Oh yeah,
not in the States. The Charizard one was Japanese exclusive.
That was cool to see.
And there's the most expensive one's this Eevee one they gave away in a lottery to 5 winners in Japan.
Oh man, that's gotta be worth some money.
Yeah, and I want it bad. I'm not paying that much for it.
How much is it?
I think the last time I saw a listing, it was creeping up to closer to 1,000.
Wow.
But you don't see them because there's only like a few given away, so you rarely see them. I'm sure
it's not too bad. You might buy it now to make a huge profit later.
Yeah, but where do I have that 1,000 right now?
That's true. That's true.
So this is
this month.
This is a fun question because I'm not even sure I don't even know where this information comes from. This will be the last question. Although I do want to ask Max what happened with Battlefield, but let me let me go.
When did Max get out of his gap? Is my question.
Yeah, when did you do that? Did you like?
I
like
did it about
finesse that?
2 seconds when you guys weren't paying attention. At one point, I literally just changed real quick.
This is from Casey. Do you think the underwhelming pre-order numbers for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is a concern? From what Pokemon usually gets, was trying to grab the casual Go crowd worth it for alienating their existing fan base for Pokemon? I didn't know if the pre-order numbers. I didn't see anything about the pre-order numbers. I'll be honest with you.
People are running silly stuff on Twitter. There's no official pre-order numbers that anybody can even have access to. First of all, it's just the no. Once again, the no, just like Labo, right? But anyway, I'll say it's not. You're not alienating anything. That's the problem that I have with this question is that you're acting like there isn't a mainline Pokemon game coming next year. What are you? They're adding in. It's no different from anything else, from any other game, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon. It's just another game.
It's an all-inclusive version of Pokemon that is trying to find a way to cater to older players as well as to the Pokemon Go players.
Who are they alienating when the next Pokemon game is coming out next year? I don't get it. Like, who are they alienating?
When it comes to Pokemon, you never underestimate it. It could be the weirdest spin-off title. Look at Detective Pikachu. People are like, this is weird, but they still bought it. They still talked about it. Pokemon always finds a way to do
pre-order numbers for these type of games aren't going to be anything necessarily but when the game launches, you're going to see a bunch of people go out there and buy it in November. So pre-order, what was Octopath Traveler's pre-order numbers? It wasn't 1 million. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't 1 million. People just went out there and bought it. So I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand this logic, to be honest.
Sean, are you trying to tell us something? I think he's trying to say he has to use the bathroom or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Okay,
I think that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to sell pretty low for a Pokemon game. I think they're going to sell way lower than a normal Pokemon game. They're still going to have strong sales, but I think that people are just going to wait for the next main Pokemon game. And I think that there's going to be. I think the more I learn about Let's Go Pikachu, the more it loses me. As somebody who is very open to it, the more I see how it's just so bare bones and so every Pokemon apparently has one attack. It's just it doesn't feel like Pokemon.
Here's the thing though, and this is what's really gonna make it do well. So there's a lot of I have some good friends out here that are big Pokemon Go channels, right? Mm-hmm. And they're big influencers for Pokemon Go. When this game comes out, they know they can make a lot of good content with going to gameplay that's not Pokemon Go with this game. And then their whole audience who may be kind of like, what are they going to do? Is it going to be interesting? That's going to cause a whole new community spark of Pokemon Let's Go. And it's going to be way bigger than you think. I think that's what's going to make the boom happen is once the Go players transition to it online, gets all these big fan bases into it, and it's just going to spark a whole new set of people playing that game nonstop like they play Pokemon Go. I do think it's going to be big, and it's going to be a big console seller as well.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, it's Pokemon over the holidays. It's going to sell.
It's Pokemon in general
over the holidays, yeah. And we'll see because we'll actually get numbers from Japan right away, and we'll see. And of course, everyone will compare, and it'll be interesting to see. But pre-order numbers are weird in general when it comes to this kind of stuff. But we even heard that Battlefield 5 apparently is failing because pre-order numbers are bad or lower.
I don't understand these pre-order numbers, people. There's no official pre-order numbers for anybody.
To be fair, though, Soderlund jumped out his window, basically getting out of there. So
some places do report it. Stuff like a lot of, but it's usually just one retailer, and they have to speculate from there. Like GameStop publicly reveals pre-order numbers of certain things when they're trying to get more investors.
Yeah,
and that's understandable, but there's just so few that you can take note of. It's hard to sit here and say, "Oh, well, there's low pre-order numbers," so it's not. I mean, I find that the information so low to even report on that.
Well, the thing is, that's how statistics works. Is you take a small group, but I'm totally on your base right there, OJ, which is that it's really weird to take one company in one country that's reporting for one quarter and blow that up into a giant chart. It's too small of a what do they call it? A source
sample.
Yeah,
size.
I remember when the Xbox One X was coming out, and it was super high on the Amazon charts.
Yep.
And even Michael Pachter was like, you can't use the Amazon charts for that. And even I was like, wow, Pachter actually said something right like that. Good for him. No, I was messing with him. and then it shows up and it doesn't sell as well as they wanted. So, yeah, that's using something as small as that, even for a system as expensive as that, is like but yeah, pre-order numbers are weird. I think people are even getting over. People are looking at pre-order numbers as almost like a good way to get. It's almost like a con almost nowadays. I mean, you're not going to sell out of a digital copy of a game, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, right. EA would want you to believe that. Trollosaurus RX says, long-time lurker, thanks for keeping the Saturday night thing going. We're actually closing up here right now, actually, because we just finished up all the questions. So let me go around here. Where can we find Jordan? Jordan, where can we find you?
You could find me at Jordan Fringe on YouTube, or you can probably just search up Spyro and you'll find me.
His channel, everyone's channel is also down in the description as well. Go ahead, Jordan.
Cool. So yeah, I'd be covering all the Spyro news that's been going on the past year and up to its release, as well as I'm focusing on my new show that I'm working really hard on called Nerdstalgic, where I talk about a bunch of nostalgic things. So far, I've done Yu-Gi-Oh!, I've done a Spyro episode with Norm the Gaming Historian. I just did one on The Land Before Time. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as I care about it, I'll make a video on it. So
Good show.
that's where you can find me. Oh, thank you so much.
And then what about OJ? OJ, where can they find him, man?
Yeah, just find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. I'm going to be we just got done with our Octopath giveaway, so shout outs to the dude that won that, Christopher. We will be having a new giveaway announced on Monday, so look forward to that, guys. It's going to be a $50 eShop card,
Ooh.
a $50 eShop card as well, and we'll be giving away Monster Hunter Ultimate in the next month or so. We're going to have some nice ones. That was sponsored by some of the users, some of the community. Got a lot of great community interaction on the channel. I live stream every single day where I basically do big old huge Q&As every single day on the channel. A lot of fan interaction, a lot of me acting crazy and doing stupid hand signs and stuff like that, doing stupid things. So that's kind of what I do. Japanese RPGs, action games, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft every now and then. I have all the systems. I do some gameplay stuff every now and then. I'll get like We Happy Few. I'll get some weird games I might play. So let's plays, news videos, gameplay, and huge live streams every single day.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I do on the channel. So check it out if you get an opportunity.
Argo, yeah, I saw you. I saw Argo in the chat asking about the bricked switch. I actually have the part, and it's there's a video coming pretty soon. So I'll just say that for that. And Sean, where can we find you, man?
You can find me on the interwebs at RGT85. I just uploaded a video while this show was going on. It's been
I got a
live for little
notification.
while. So make sure you check out my latest video right there. Just dropped it in the chat. You've got nothing else to do now that the show is over, so go ahead and watch the new video. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing this upcoming week, but there'll be stuff.
It was Shenmue, right?
Well, yeah, Shenmue, and then you're coming over, so
yeah, I gotta go cut stuff up with a Dremel, his
Boys' night
adapter. Yeah.
Slumber party.
And then now we'll probably do all that during the day. So when you have a wife and a kid running around, you tend to actually you got to be home at night. So, well, then we got Max. Max, where can we find you, man?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. And man, I'm really hyped. I got a Shenmue video going up first thing Monday morning. It is
He told me about it, guys. He told me about it. You're gonna want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a bunch of very special stuff to make it unlike any other video that I've ever done. And then following that, I actually have a really cool video. I'm going to be doing my Yakuza Kiwami 2 review, goes up Thursday morning. So it's going to be kind of back-to-back really cool Japanese kung fu games. Yeah, it's going to be a good week. So keep dreaming.
Nice. All right.
I was waiting for that.
Evan will probably be back next week. He was at a very long LAN party today, so actually over the next couple days, I think. But that's gonna do it for episode 72 of the Spawncast. This will go up on SoundCloud and everything. I believe Evan usually does that, so he'll get to that, and then it'll also go up on Patreon tonight as well. Thanks, guys, everyone joining us. Thanks, Jordan, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you guys next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, where we'll actually be allowed to talk about Shenmue. So. Yeah, I'm sure Max will be happy about that. And we'll see you guys next time.